A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Most of us are so busy with our own problems and the details of wartime living that I'm afraid we don't take much time to find out what the other 100 and some million people in the country are doing and thinking about. Our next guest on today's Country Journal has made a special point of learning what life in wartime America is like. He's traveled throughout the country, visiting with real people and getting the feel of how they work and what they think. He's Selden Menifee, author of the book Assignment USA, a report on his experiences. I've asked him to be on hand today to tell about his visits with farm people, what they're doing, and how they feel about important problems of the day. Selden, what do you feel are the major issues that farm people are thinking about?
Well, Chuck, first of all, this time of year especially, I suppose they're thinking about getting the crops planted. After that, God and the weather willing, getting them harvested. With acreage hitting a new high this year, that's going to be a job. But American farmers are a pretty resourceful lot, and they'll do it all right.
They've done it the past few years, haven't they? Selden, what have your observations been on this major problem of the farm labor shortage?
I've seen it at first hand in every section of the country, and it is a real problem. Vacant farms in Georgia and Texas, apples rotting in the field for lack of pickers out in Washington State. The wonder is that farm production continues to go up, and that so little is lost, relatively speaking, in the fields.
What do you think the prospects are for the coming season?
I suppose the farm labor shortage will be a little worse than last year, but not much. I believe the annual crisis will be met in much the same way as in the last 2 years. In addition to the usual sources of seasonal labor, more townspeople will have to turn out and help at the peak of the season. I've seen them do that in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and Carthage, Texas, and a lot of other places where the whole town would shut up shop and just turn out and get those crops in.
Those days it's pretty hard to find a place to get a haircut, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. They shut up all the stores except the drug stores in places like Lawrenceville when they turn out to pick cotton. Then, I suppose, too, the school kids will have to help out more than ever, as Mr. Schmidt and your two young guests today have already pointed out. More and more places will have to do what Madera, California has done, for example. Out there, all the schools above the primary grades go on half-time during the harvest season, and the children work half days in the field under the supervision of their teachers, of course. A year ago, more than 3,000 Madera's children worked on the farms and earned a total of $88,000. They saved many a farmer's tomato crop, too, and put in good licks on cotton and grapes and other fruits as well. I think of all the states I visited, though, probably Oregon had the best organized program for mobilizing farm labor at harvest season. Just about every able-bodied person has been recruited at peak seasons there. Wastage of crops has gone down to next to nothing.
Selden, I know that from time to time we hear that farmers and people out in the country are a little bit resentful of Washington regulations and all. What's the basis for such farm resentment?
Well, Chuck, I suppose the biggest kick has been about the price control program. But even so, the public opinion polls show that only one farmer in 6 is stirred up about that. The second biggest kick is probably dislike of either the AAA or some other of the government farm agencies. But an even smaller minority expresses resentment of these programs. Fact is, farmers generally don't express any great distaste for Washington, in my experience anyway. And not long ago, a Fortune poll asked a cross-section of farmers, would you say that the government farm program has been good or bad for American farming as a whole? About 54% of the farmers said good. 18% said bad, and the remainder were undecided. The Gallup poll showed even more favorable results for the administration. And when a farm magazine polled Iowa farmers on the AAA, it found that 2/3 of the farmers favored that agency.
Here's something a little related, perhaps. Do you think farm people accept the so-called farm bloc as their spokesman? Have they got any beef on that?
Well, no, I don't believe they do accept it. As a matter of fact, I don't think most of them even follow its devious workings. One Nebraska farmer told me, those guys aren't dirt farmers. The only farmers they represent are the big fellows and the packing companies. The little farmers aren't organized. And the big fellows don't care what happens to us.
Well, how about farm organizations like, for instance, the Farm Bureau? Do you think they truly represent farmers?
Well, I suppose they do represent a certain class or group of farmers, mainly the most prosperous third. There's some question in my mind, though, as to whether they represent the views of even that group accurately. Take the question of price control, for instance. A Gallup poll last year asked a cross-section of farmers to define price ceilings. Now, only 3/5 of all farmers could do that. But of those who could, 64% were in favor of price ceilings, and only 18% opposed. However, and this is most important, 56% were in favor of price ceilings even on farm products, a 2-to-1 majority in favor of the government's farm price control program, this very program to which the Farm Bloc is so strongly opposed. If a poll were taken again today, the results might be a little different, but I don't think they would be changed very much.
Have you talked to any farmers recently about that?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, I have. I was up in York, Pennsylvania just a week ago today, and talked to quite a few farmers there. I think their views are pretty representative, too. Take, for example, Irwin Myers, Jr. He's a young man who works on his father's turkey and chicken farm a few miles outside of York. He thinks that ceiling prices are a little too low on certain vegetables, such as the 7-cent ceiling on cabbages. But he says that profits are holding up well as compared to recent years. His main complaint is that they're short the hired hand they normally have. But they're making out all right with all the family pitching in and working extra hard. That last, incidentally, is very typical. I've talked to dozens of farmers who are working 12, 14, even 16 hours a day to keep things running smoothly.
Every member of the family has his share of the work, don't they?
Yes, indeed. Then, too, up in York, I had a long talk with Harry Sprinkle, who runs a 127-acre dairy and vegetable farm out near Menges Mill, Pennsylvania. Now, he's growing a lot of canning factory crops this year, especially tomatoes and peas and beans. They're good paying crops, he told me, and I figure that by growing them, we're helping the war effort. Mr. Sprinkle said he thought the farmer was getting a pretty square deal on the whole. He did complain that the price of feed and supplies seemed to be going up faster than the price of the various crops that he sold. But when I asked him if he would like to see price ceilings removed from farm products, he said most emphatically no. He said if they did that, you know what would happen.
Evidently, he sort of carried out the public opinion poll that only 1 out of 6 farmers were opposed to price ceilings.
Yes, I think he was typical in that respect.
Here's something, Selden, that we may not think about so much these days, but it's in the back of our minds, I'm sure. Do you think farm people are as isolationist as they are usually described?
I certainly don't think that they are. That idea seems to come from the fact that certain of our farm states have been a little more isolationist than in their views than the nation as a whole. But Gallup's farm poll showed not very long ago that 77%, more than 3/4 of them, of American farmers favor taking a more active part in world affairs after this war than we did after the last one. Now, that is almost exactly the same percentage as for the nation as a whole. As a matter of fact, most of the farmers to whom I have talked have impressed me as being quite well informed on world affairs. I don't believe they'll want to see this country revert to an ostrich-like policy of isolation when this war is over.
A mighty interesting observation. Well, many thanks to you, Selden, for the visit today. Our guest has been Selden Menifee, author of Assignment USA, published by Raynal and Hitchcock of New York City. Next week on the Country Journal, we'll tell about using the Jeep on the farm after the war. Of all the varied military equipment certain to be available after the fighting stops, it seems that the Jeep has caught most everyone's fancy as a practical all-around farm chore boy. Tests in the field prove that the Jeep can plow and disc and harrow and do most anything in the way of pulling light machinery and implements. A power takeoff and belt pulley can be easily installed. There'll be nothing handier than a Jeep for getting over rough country and cattle roundup, for instance. And for that matter, it's ideal for getting to town and back with cream cans and eggs and other farm produce, even for taking the family into town on Sunday. The Jeep may be a common sight around the farm in a few years. Next week, too, we'll have a report on plans for getting fullest pork production from limited feed supplies during the coming year. Shortage of feed grains has made it paramount that hog numbers be reduced. On top of that, pork experts hope to encourage greater efficiency in feeding, management, and marketing to get more pork raised and marketed per pound of feed. It's time now for local and regional farm news. Spring farm work is getting off to a slow start this year in most parts of the country. Unusually wet weather has been the chief cause of delay. Farmers report they're as much as 2 and 3 weeks late getting into their field work. Not a great deal of spring planting is done before the 1st of April in northern sections, but as far north as Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and Nebraska, spring grain planting is being done these days as fast as the weather will permit. Cotton planting has moved as far north as South Carolina now, and even corn has been planted in Tennessee and Kansas and through that area. Areas where spring wheat is usually planted this time of the year have been covered with snow most of March. Excessive rains through much of the corn belt and further east have kept farmers out of the fields most of the time. The extra moisture has been a welcome relief in one sense, though. Last fall's dry spell has been forgotten, and even some of the damaged winter wheat crops in Kansas and Nebraska have improved enough to make a fair crop. Crop reporting authorities figure the moisture supply is normal or above average now in just about all main farming areas. That's a mighty favorable condition for this time of year, even though there is delay in spring work. This spring's work schedule is just about the same as that of a year ago, when cold weather and too much water put farmers 2 and 3 weeks behind normal. But as last year's crops turned out, it didn't make much difference. Yields and production were far above average. A late spring may be more of a problem for dairy farmers. Short feed supplies make an early spring ideal so that stock can be turned on pasture as soon as possible. Wet weather usually means good spring pasture, but if cold weather continues into late spring, that delay in getting cows onto pasture will be a heavy drain on hay and grain feed. One bright spot on the crop outlook picture, southeastern fruit states report heavy blooming and prospects for an excellent crop year. They're just hoping that late frosts don't come along and spoil everything as happened last year. Right now, farm people are giving immediate attention to the business of getting crops in and producing all they can this year, but they're thinking a lot about what farm conditions will be like in the next few years, too. A recent check of farm opinion around the country gives a mighty interesting picture of how farm people feel about the first few years after the war. Here's Lee Hennessy with the highlights of the survey.
Farmers seem to be worried more about prices after the war than anything else. A majority of them feel we'll have as good or better prices as we have today for maybe a couple of years after the fighting stops. But the opinion is almost unanimous that after those 2 years or so, we'll be in for a big slump in farm prices. The main reason for optimism over those first couple of years is the belief that there'll be a strong export demand for farm products. Shipments of food to Europe and other places where war has created an urgent need for extra food. And farmers expect there'll be a strong demand for food here at home, too. Factories will be running at full production to supply consumers with things they haven't been able to get during the war. There'll be full employment, and everyone will be eating well. But when a couple of years of prosperity are gone, farmers are almost completely in agreement that we'll have another depression.
What's the thinking on ways to prevent such a depression? Any suggestions?
Well, farmers seem to be pretty much in favor of some form of government work to take up the slack in employment. It seems agreed that the important thing is to keep everyone working so they'll have money to buy food and clothes. Government programs of road building, soil conservation, public power, public buildings. Those are some of the more common suggestions for keeping down the ranks of unemployed.
What's the feeling on the government helping returning soldiers get started on farms?
Mostly favorable. A good many farmers believe that boys coming home who want to farm and have a reasonable chance to succeed at it should be given financial help and even some homesteading privileges on irrigated or reclaimed land that might be available.
Lee, I think most of all the feeling that farmers have about post-war prices is the most significant. This week when Secretary of Agriculture Claude Wickard called attention to the very serious trend toward a farmland boom, he pointed to the dangers that farmers may be getting into if they expect continued high prices indefinitely and buy land at inflated prices thinking they'll be able to pay for it at present farm prices. The fact that most farmers themselves expect a slump in these farm price levels is argument enough, I should think, that buying land at a high price now is a dangerous business. That land is selling for more and is selling faster these days is an established fact, however. The annual report by the Department of Agriculture on land sales and land value shows that farm real estate values have gone up 15% just in the last year. The present level is 38% above the pre-war average. One of the most interesting features of the report is the fact that a greater increase in the share of farms are being sold to non-farmers these days. A greatly increased number of the farms are resales. People have bought and resold the same farm within a short time. Seems appropriate with Easter just a week away that we at least mention the current surplus of eggs in the country. Spring rush of laying, along with heavy production during the winter, has put so many eggs on the market that market people are having nightmares about omelets, scrambled eggs, and the hard-boiled variety, too. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for listening. Hope you can be with us next week at this same time.
You've been listening to Chuck Worcester with the Columbia Country Journal. Today's broadcast came from Washington. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Good evening, friends. This is your host to welcome you again through the creaking door into the inner sanctum. Come in. I'm enjoying some winter sports with a couple of cold-blooded skates. Personally, I don't mind the low temperature anymore. That's because I wear a snow-foe storm coat. Keeps the cold spirits out. Yes, now I'm just a werewolf in a sheepskin-lined shroud. Oh, him? Now, that's our photographer, Artie. Yes, he just passed out while taking a picture from overexposure. Ready now for our excursion beyond the grave. Let me warn you, we're a bit crowded. You may not be able to get a round-trip ticket. We can accommodate you on the way out, but coming back, you'll have to double up with a call. The fog rolls in from the sea and begins to blanket the long, narrow island, which is joined to the Florida mainland by a bridge. In the lone house on the island, two men stand at the window, watching the mist develop into a thick gauze, obscuring the lights on the mainland.
Vincent, the fog is getting worse. Look out there. It's covering everything like a disgusting, evil monster.
It'll lift by morning.
Morning. I may not be here by morning.
What the devil do you mean by that?
I mean, I may not be alive.
What are you talking?
Unless you help me. I asked you out here tonight because I was afraid to be alone.
But you said before that your sister-in-law, Carol, and her husband, what's his name, Everett, would be here.
Yes, Vincent, but you're my friend. You're my closest friend. For the past week, I had a feeling that death was coming here to the island. And then when the fog began to roll in from the sea, I knew it would be tonight.
Arthur, you're not making sense. You've got nothing to worry about. Except for being a little nervous, you're perfectly healthy.
You don't understand, Vincent. Valerie's come back.
Valerie?
Yes, she's here on the island.
For heaven's sake, Arthur, get hold of yourself.
She's here, out there, someplace in that fog.
That's impossible, and you know it. It's been 6 months since your wife Valerie drowned.
They never found her body. It was never washed up on shore.
A drowned body isn't always found.
She never went out on that boat.
Of course she did. It was all settled at the coroner's inquest.
No, there were some things that were never settled.
What do you mean by that?
You know Valerie. You know how strange and moody she was.
Well, a great many people are moody.
No, not like Valerie was. She would prowl this island at night with that cat of hers always following. Everywhere she went, that cat would be with her. And on foggy nights, they'd be gone for hours.
Well, that still doesn't prove that Valerie wasn't on that boat.
Of course it does. Don't you understand? Cats hate water. I begged her many times to go out fishing with me. She'd never step foot in a boat.
Look, this is all just your imagination working overtime.
Oh, innocent. She's come back to kill me. She hated me. From the day we were married, she hated me. On her wedding night, she flew into a rage. She scratched me. Her hand was like a claw, like a cat's claw. And now she's come back to kill me.
You better stop talking
that kind of... disappeared the night Valerie did.
Well, of course it did. It drowned with her.
No. The cat's come back to the island. I heard it at night.
What you heard was probably a stray cat that wandered onto the island across the bridge. Now,
I'll get it. Hello.
Arthur Cameron.
Yes, who's this?
Listen. You have 6 hours to live, Arthur. Just 6 more hours.
It was Valerie. She spoke to me.
What are you talking about?
But the cat was with her. She said I had 6 hours to live.
6 hours? Here, let me have that phone.
It's no use. She's hung up.
Well, maybe we can trace the call. Hello? Hello, operator. Operator.
You're going to kill me. You've got to help.
Now, just take it easy, Arthur. I'll get the policeman. Hello, operator. Operator.
So long. Why doesn't she answer?
I think I know why. I'm afraid the wires have been cut. Come on. I'm driving you to the mainland.
Can't you drive faster?
With the fog as thick as it is, Arthur, I'm going faster than I should.
But you've got to get me off the island.
The bridge is just ahead. We'll be on the mainland in a few minutes. Say, I just remembered something.
What?
You said that Valerie's sister Carol and her husband Everett would be out here to visit you tonight.
Yes, but we can't wait for them.
What time did they say they'd be here?
8:30.
Well, it's past that now. They should drive along this road any moment. Maybe we'll meet them and then we'll...
Why did you stop? We can't stay here.
The bridge. If I hadn't stopped quickly enough, we'd both have been killed. This end of the bridge has been washed out.
Vincent, please, let's go back into the house. She's somewhere near us in the fog here. I can feel it.
I'm not going in until I find out where that phone wire was cut. I'm going to splice it together again. It's our only chance of reaching the police.
It's 9 o'clock. An hour has gone by already. And if I'm not out of here by 2 o'clock...
What is it?
Look, you can see it through the fog. There's a strange yellow light down the road.
Why, it's the headlight of a car coming this way.
A car?
Yeah, quick. Behind the house here and stay out of sight. It's turning into the driveway.
How could a car have come onto the island with that bridge washed out?
Be quiet. Somebody's getting out.
They're coming this way. What? It's Carol and Everett. Carol! Everett!
Arthur! What in the deuce are you doing out here in back of the house? You scared me.
Everett, I'm so glad you're here.
What's the matter, Arthur? You acted as if you...
I'll tell you in a minute, but how did you get here?
So what's gotten into you?
How did you get on the island?
We drove over the bridge and up the shore road. How else can you get here?
But how could you drive over the bridge? It's been washed out.
washed out.
I saw it with my own eyes, and Vincent saw it too, didn't you, Vincent?
I certainly did.
Oh, Vincent, I didn't know you were here.
Yes, Everett, and I'm glad I am.
Well, you two must be mistaken. Carol and I drove over that bridge less than 3 minutes ago.
3 minutes, huh?
Why do you say it that way?
Are you sure you haven't been on the island longer than that?
What does he mean?
Hanged if I know.
Some very strange things have been happening. Arthur's life has been threatened.
What?
It's true, by your sister Valerie.
Don't you two know that April Fool's Day is months away?
Joke all you want, Everett, but it's true. Even the telephone wire has been cut. It's a telephone.
Yeah.
So the telephone wire's been cut, huh?
You better answer it, Arthur.
I'm almost afraid.
Come on, I'll go in with you. Hurry up.
All right. Hello?
Hello, Arthur.
Valerie?
We're here, Arthur. Listen. It's 9 o'clock, Arthur. You have 5 more hours to live.
This waiting, I can't stand it. Why don't the police come?
Now, take it easy, Arthur. They'll be here. We only phoned them a few minutes ago.
But something might happen before they get here. We can't just sit around waiting for them to arrive.
Of course, it would be difficult to find anybody out there in that fog. But we could look around until the police got here.
No, I'm not going out there. She's waiting for me.
Arthur, please try to understand. It couldn't be Valerie.
You don't know any of you. I can feel it. She's coming closer and closer every minute.
Arthur, you've got nothing to worry about. I've got this gun. And believe me, I won't hesitate to use it.
Vincent, I didn't know you were in the habit of carrying a gun.
I gave it to him, Everett, before you arrived.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me with a gun?
I really don't trust anyone with a gun. Carol, what is it?
Well, there was something outside the window. A sort of face.
Carol, please, now don't you get started on this crazy nonsense.
No.
It's just a swirling fog.
No, I saw it. But now it's gone. I could make out the eyes. They were shining like the eyes of a... Look out!
She's here! She's coming for me!
Let's go, Everett. That came from the back of the house.
No, don't leave me.
Carol, you go with Vincent. I'll stay with Arthur.
All right. Vincent! Wait!
Arthur, I stayed with you because I want to talk about Vincent. I think it was foolish of you to give him that gun.
Vincent's my friend. I trust him.
You shouldn't. Why do you say that? Don't you remember how he acted at the coroner's inquest? He testified against you time and again, very subtly, to make them think you were responsible for Valerie's death.
You were wrong. Vincent would have no reason to do it.
No? He and Valerie were quite close before you came along, Arthur. Even after you came along.
That isn't true.
He even saw her the night she disappeared.
You don't know what you're saying.
At the inquest, he swore he wasn't on the island that night. But he was. And I can prove it. Here. Look at this.
The cigarette lighter.
Yes, with Vincent's initials on it. You can still see them through the rust.
Where did you get that lighter?
Carol and I found it in the water near the boathouse. I remember the day after Valerie disappeared, Vincent made a remark about losing his lighter. Now, do you still think he's such a friend?
If what you say is true, you and Carol and I have got to stay together until the police get here.
You're sure they're on the way?
Yes, they told me on the phone it would take them less than 15 minutes to get here.
Well, it may not be safe for you to wait for them here. We'll go down to the bridge to meet them.
No, I'm not going out in that fog. She's there waiting for me.
Look, Arthur, you've got more to fear from Vincent than anyone.
But don't come on before he returns.
All right.
We'd better go out through the French windows.
Good idea. We'll stay close to the house until we get to the garage.
The fog is so thick, I can't see you.
I'm just on the edge of the gravel path.
Wait, what's wrong?
Arthur, stay where you are.
Where are you?
Something's out here near us.
Don't move.
Just brush against me. Oh! Run! Run!
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Don't go away, kitty. We need you for a couple of more murders. Everett's dead, you know. That's what he gets for letting a black cat cross his throat. Say, how do you like that Valerie? She's some wife, huh? Nagging her husband right to the grave. The same one she's in. Well, Valerie saw about that last phone call she made. The operator said to her, 5 cents for the next 5 murders, please. Now let's get back to our frightened friends on that Florida island.
She meant to kill me, Carol. She mistook Everett for me.
Arthur, please. How is he, Vincent?
He's dead.
Oh, no. Everett.
It's as if his throat was torn open by a wild animal.
I told you she was more animal than human. She and that cat, they were in here.
Carol, you'd better not touch the body.
Oh, leave me alone. You've done it up already.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know exactly what it means, Vincent. And when the police come, I'm going to tell them how you ran away from me out there in the fog.
I didn't run away from you. I thought you were behind me when I came back to the house.
You're lying.
Just a moment, Carol.
What is it?
The cigarette lighter that Everett had in his hand, it's missing.
What cigarette lighter?
You know the one I mean. The one that was found in the water near the boathouse.
I haven't the faintest idea of what you're talking about.
I have. Arthur, you'd better search him.
Now, look here.
If you're as innocent as you claim to be, Vincent, you shouldn't mind.
All right, then go ahead and search.
I will after I make this call.
Whom you calling?
The police. Can't understand why they haven't gotten here yet. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Hello.
Hello, operator. Will you please connect me with police headquarters and hurry?
Do you think you've been calling the police department all this time, Arthur? Yes. Valerie. We're still here. It's 10 o'clock, Arthur. You have just 4 more hours.
Arthur? Where's Vincent?
I just left him. Carol, did you know about him and Valerie?
Well, yes, Arthur.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I wanted to. But after all, she was my sister.
We'll have to get away from him.
Yes. Well, suppose we tell him that we're going for the police. He can't have any objection to that.
But suppose he wants to come with us in the car.
Well, somebody has to stay here with Everett's body.
Would you think it's safe to leave him here? If he killed Everett, he'll have a chance to destroy any evidence.
We can't help that. It's safer to leave him here than to take him with us. He still has that gun of yours.
That's right, I have.
Vincent.
Forgive me for disturbing you, too.
I thought you were supposed to be outside.
I was outside for a while. But I saw somebody moving around in the other room, so I came back. When I got to the other room, I found Everett's body missing.
What? Gone? Everett's body is gone?
Vincent, you were in that room before alone.
So was Carol after I left. Weren't you, Carol?
Oh, I don't remember. I may have been.
You were there alone, Carol. I remember.
Arthur, you walked with me to the front door. When I left the house, the body was still there. After that, I don't know what happened. But perhaps Carol does.
What are you driving
What
at?
do you think I'm driving
You
at?
mean that I did something with Everett's body?
Draw your own conclusions. I've drawn mine.
How dare you imply such things? I won't listen to another word of such talk. Not another word.
Well, Arthur, what do you think?
I don't know what to think. I'm going out of my mind. I don't know where to turn, who to trust.
You can trust me.
I wish I was sure that I could.
Oh, of course you can. Now, come here, Arthur. Don't you see? The one who hopes to kill you is trying to break you down first. Now, for your own sake, you mustn't give in. I don't know who's behind all this, but I do know this. It's all part of a plan to destroy you little by little. Don't you see that now?
Nothing makes
Now,
sense.
you listen to me, Harper, and listen to me well, because there isn't a great deal of time left. We've got to get away from Carol while there's still time, while she's not here.
Why?
Can't you see she's trying to kill you?
Oh.
Yes, don't be a fool. Carol is the one who lied to you. She and Everett both. They intended to murder you, but in the darkness and the fog, Carol made a fatal mistake. She thought it was you she was killing, not Everett.
No, that was Valerie in the room. A human animal was there. You saw the claw marks on Everett's throat.
That could be accomplished with an iron claw. Valerie is dead.
What makes you so sure of
Because
that?
I know she's dead. They never drove across that bridge at 9 tonight. They've been here on the island all evening.
How do you know that?
I know that because we saw that bridge with our own eyes. And I saw it again just 10 minutes ago. It's still down.
You're just saying that.
Come on with me, Arthur, and you'll see for yourself.
No, you're trying to get me out of the house, out into that fog with Valerie.
Will you stop being an idiot? Here. Take this gun. That'll make you feel any better. Take it and hold it in my back while we're outside. Now let's get away from Carol while there's still a chance.
All right. Give me the gun.
Here.
Now, keep in front of me all the time. And I'm warning you. If you make one false move, I'll kill you.
You see? Carol and Everett were lying to us. The bridge is still down.
You're right, Vincent. They couldn't have come across that bridge.
Of course not. The only trouble is we can't get back over it now either.
But we've got to get off this island
Wait a
somehow.
minute. I should have thought of it before. Your boat.
I sold the motorboat after the accident.
Well, what about a rowboat?
There's still one of those down at the boathouse at the other end of the island.
Good. Then we can row over to the mainland.
Yes, of course. Come on.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Back to the house for the car.
Don't be ridiculous. We can't go back there now. We gotta walk.
All right, along the beach here.
Gotta walk faster than that, Arthur.
Vincent, I have a feeling we're being followed.
Just your imagination. Who could see us in this fog?
But I tell you that we are being followed. I told you. Look behind us.
Yes, I can see it now. It's a cat.
And there's a woman with it. Valerie.
We've lost them, Arthur.
They can't be far behind.
Doesn't make any difference now. There's the boathouse just ahead.
The boat. It's not at the land.
Well, it must be. You can't see it because of the fog.
I can see it isn't there.
All right, then we'll hide in the boathouse till morning.
You can't hide from the dead.
Oh, will you please stop that nonsense? We're dealing with somebody very much alive. You've still got that gun.
You can't harm the dead with a gun.
Come on, we're going inside. The door's locked.
I didn't lock it. This boathouse has never been locked before.
All right, wait here. I'll break through the window and come around through the inside. There, just wait for me and I'll lock the door.
They're coming, Vincent. Hurry.
Now, come on inside, Arthur. Better lock the door.
Yes.
Arthur, we're in luck. There's a phone here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Maybe it hasn't been disconnected like the other one.
I'll try it. Hello, operator.
Hello, Arthur. It's 11 o'clock, Arthur. Just 3 more hours.
Quarter to 2, Arthur. You can't stay here another minute.
And I can't run away any longer. Where would I go? Where would I hide? If she's going to kill me, let her come and do it.
You've still got 15 minutes.
Oh, my time's run out now.
Well, I wanted to help you save yourself, but you wouldn't let me. I'm not going to stay here another second.
Vincent!
This is your last chance. Do you want to make a run for it with me?
I told you it was no use.
All right, then there's nothing more I can do. Goodbye.
Valerie!
Yes, Arthur. I've come for you.
Valerie, please.
You know why I've come, don't you?
Please, don't come any closer.
You hated me so much. Couldn't even wait until death came to me naturally. You knew how much I hated water, how much I was afraid of.
Stand where you are. Don't come another step.
You despised me because your bullets can't harm me. There's no way you can harm me anymore because I am dead. But I can harm you.
Valerie, forgive me. Valerie, please forgive me. I was sorry as soon as I threw you off the boat, but it was too late. I dived into the water to find you, but I couldn't. I tried until my lungs almost burst. Please forgive me.
Why didn't you tell the police?
I wanted to live. But now it doesn't make any difference.
You're wrong about that, Arthur.
Vincent!
It makes a big difference to us.
What are you doing back here?
I was listening outside to your confession.
Confession?
Thank you, Miss Mason. That'll be all.
Yes, sir.
Miss Mason?
The fog outside and this dim light in here helped her disguise.
And it wasn't Valerie.
How could it be? Valerie's dead, isn't she? And the dead can't really return.
But Everett, who killed him?
Everett? Everett's alive.
Very much alive, Arthur.
What?
It wasn't hard for me to pretend being dead with Vincent and Carol keeping you away from my body.
And you, all of you worked
in on this together. Yes. The police couldn't help us because Valerie's body was never found. But we knew you had killed her. We just had to wait for the chance to prove it.
And now you have my confession.
Come on, Arthur.
Wait a minute, Everett. Hello? Hello, Bennett. It's all over. Yeah. You can hook up the wires again. And Bennett, you'd better get to work on that bridge right away. We're making a trip to the mainland.
It's an outrage. All those juicy chances for murder and not one drop of blood spilled. Well, I guess that's the way it is some nights. You just can't lay away a corpuscle. And that Valerie, what a judge she turned out to be. Didn't even have enough courage to step out of her grave. Confidentially, though, the reason is Valerie doesn't like to be seen in shrouds. Oh, no, there's no moral to this story. Just the ugly fact that when you're dead, brother, you're dead.
heard in the United States over CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System, and has been rebroadcast for servicemen and women overseas. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Tonight and every Sunday night at this time, the Columbia Broadcasting System presents Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater in a special series of broadcasts about the other Americas.
Hello, Americans. This is Orson Welles. Last week, our alphabet of the islands brought us to the letter S. To slavery, the story of Abdnego, the slave. Our scene is a fort, a ring of stone on a promontory of one of the islands. A powder magazine, gunpowder, and 400 desperate Negroes. Abednego, the slave, stands before them.
My brothers, fellows in arms, my comrades, I do not like this thing you are to do. I do not like it. I wish I had the words to change your heart. Better than some of you, I know what it is to be free. I was born free in Africa. Who here remembers Africa? They came for us by night, the slavers. Who here remembers such a night? They burned our village, and when they captured us, they chained us together. How many here remember the Barracoon? How many remember the slave ship? 90 days, 100 days. We were the cargo, jammed in huddled packs like fish in buckets. From main deck to the bilge, choking layers between decks. How many remember? How many remember the auction block?
Hear ye, gentlemen of Jamaica, planters and dealers, citizens of Kingston, a public auction before the Palace of Justice. Entire cargoes of brigantine Madonna Celeste, Barkentine, Trinidad and Los Angeles, 2,000 slaves, strong men, strong women, and my people, tender homies, strong as gorillas, clever as advocates, all docile, tractable, amiable, and healthy specimens. These 10 men weigh 2,000 pounds, gentlemen. What for my bid for these beautiful machines?
1,000 guineas.
Gentlemen, this isn't meat for your table. This flesh is living. 2,000 pounds of men. I have 1,000 guineas. Do I have two? 1,600. Do I have 17? Thank you. 18. 2,000.
Who can forget the slave block? My brothers, I do not ask you to forget the slave block. I ask you to live and remember it. I will tell you my story. I was lucky. I was sold as a houseboy.
I have one left, gentlemen. One left in this lot. Here's a nice boy servant, gentlemen. This one is a Swahili, intelligent and beautiful. A 12-year-old, good teeth and strong.
25 guineas.
25 guineas. Gentlemen. 40. 50. 55. Do I hear 60? 60 guineas?
60.
60. Make it 70. Make it 70. No. 60 guineas once. Twice. Sold to Sir Barnaby Finch. Item 86. 23 Congos. All
Don't be frightened, boy. Speak up. What's your name?
Abdnego.
Oh, the last one out of the fiery furnace. Abdnego. Splendid name, splendid. Well, come along, boy. We'll fit you out with clothing suitable for a gentleman's boy. Blue trousers and a white sash and a red jacket and a red cap for your head. Don't understand what I'm saying, do you, boy? Not a word. Well, we'll soon remedy that. Look, you, Abednego, me, master. Now, who am I?
Master.
Splendid. Capital. Magnificent. Abdnego!
Yes, Master.
Do you know what day this is?
Friday, Master.
Splendid. But do you know what Friday?
No, Master.
This is a very particular Friday, boy. This is your birthday. In any case, the birthday was decided upon. It was with me 2 years today.
Yes, Master.
I wonder, do you recollect 2 years ago when I bought you?
Yes, Master.
Well. Run in the kitchen now and fix me a glass of punch.
Yes,
Use our secret recipe.
Yes, Master.
He doesn't know a word of English now. Look.
Yes, Master.
Make the best rum punches in the islands, I'll tell you that. Hurry along now, pitter-patter. When you're done, there's a sweet cake for you. Big piece of it for your birthday.
Thank you, Master.
Mind, bring my drink first. This heat is perishing. Send a yard boy and pull the fan. You can do what you like the rest of the day. I'll not require you. This is your birthday. You can have your cake and eat it too. Abdnego, fetch me my rug and see it's cold. Good enough. I don't tuck it in, just loosely over my lap. Now, you can sit down at my feet and tell me what you think of the voyage. Well?
Master, who lives on this island we are going to?
The French. French people.
Master, what are French people like?
Oh, there's a poser. From the soul. Confidentially, they're a race of barbarians. Their cooking's good. Sauce a bit too peppery, though, for my taste. Too peppery.
Master, are there black people on this island?
Oh, yes, indeed, Abdnego. They're dark and comely. Oh, ye daughters of Jerusalem, look not upon them, for the sun has looked upon them. That's in the Song of Solomon, Abdnego. Didn't forget to read a chapter of the Bible this morning.
Yes, Master.
Where are we now?
The Book of Ruth, Master.
Capital, splendid. Now, quote me a verse from the Book of Ruth.
Wheresoever thou goest, I go. Whatsoever thou doest, I do. Thy people shall be my people, and thy gods my gods.
Marvelous! Run along the galley now and fetch some hot water and a nice strongish noggin of hot water.
Yes, Master.
Abdnego, remember a pinch of ginger and a touch of citron.
Yes, Master.
If you hurry, I'll leave a good full inch in the bottom of the glass. What?
My brothers, you will say that I have not known slavery with such a master. It is so that I loved him, having no father. I tell you all these things truly. I would have you believe what I tell you, and learn what I have learned.
Coachman!
Yes, monsieur?
Is this the hotel?
Yes, monsieur.
Well, sounds like a merry evening. What's a Abdnego?
Yes, master.
Well. Stay here with the carriage now. Don't go off and leave these light-fingered rascals to make away with me rug, mind?
Yes, master.
You, coachman, you too.
Yes, monsieur.
I should expect to find you on this spot when I come out. Wait patiently, both of you. Quite pleasant to do, I will say. All that pretty ballad music for entertainment. Be a good boy now, Abdnego. And who knows? I shall send you out some goodies.
Yes, master.
Abdnego. That is your name, lad?
Yes, Monsieur Coachman.
What does your name mean?
A king in the Bible put Abednego in a furnace, but the furnace did not kill Abednego.
Abednego is a good name. Where do you live?
I am the property of Sir Barnaby Finch.
Your master is English.
God save the king.
Do you know what a king is?
A king is a kind white man, like my master. It is because of the king that we have houses to live in and fine clothes to wear and good things to eat.
The king who gives us those things is up there.
God?
Yes.
But God is a dead man.
Who told you God was dead?
I read books. They killed him with a spear and nailed him to a cross. They call it crucify.
God is not dead.
Is this the coachman of Sir Barnaby Finch?
Yes, Orin.
Yeah. So it's your coach the Englishman hired. I have set out here with Sweet cakes for his monkey.
I'm not a monkey.
No? But you do tricks for cake, do you not?
He's only a child.
He's big enough to swing a machete.
Softly, softly.
He's big enough to hold a torch.
You are loud enough to bring the gendarme.
My blood burns my skin. Bowing and scraping in there. Simpering for green centimes. Hear them dance? Hear that pale, thin music? They'll dance faster when the rudder drums begin to sing.
You say too much before the boy.
Boy, your master's name is Barnaby, no?
Yes, sir. It is Sir Barnaby Finch.
I don't like sir. Just Barnaby. Say it, lad. Leave off the sir. Go on.
Barnaby.
What's yours?
Abednego.
Now say Barnaby and Abednego. And then say Abednego and Barnaby. Say it.
Barnaby and Abednego. Abednego and Barnaby.
Look. The stars are still in the sky. The heavens did not fall. Now think about that. Often. There's a little thought I have given you. And when you are wiser, remember who gave you that thought. An unknown waiter. A poor, humble black man named Christophe. Henri Christophe.
You should go back to your work, Henri. Eat your sweet cakes, lad.
I do not want to eat the sweet cakes. I do not like to be a monkey and do tricks for sweet cakes. I shall throw them on the ground.
You eat the cakes, lad.
What?
You eat the cakes, you hear me? Eat them. They will make you strong. You will prove nothing by going hungry. Remember that, lad. You will prove nothing. When you grow and become wise, remember that. You will prove nothing by dying unless you die fighting.
Yes, my brothers. When he was a waiter, I met Henri Christophe of Haiti. And Pierre Breda, the coachman who spoke to me, is now called Toussaint Louverture. He is a great man. I was a child then, but he taught me much. Much I have passed on to you. Much I would that he could tell you now.
Do the slaves on your island speak that word among themselves?
What word?
Freedom.
In the dark, sometimes, when no white ones can hear.
Do they wrap machetes in oiled clothes and bury them against the day?
No.
Do they steal gunpowder and pistols and hide them against the time?
I do not think so.
Your place is on your island. There you can help all of us. Go back with your master. Grow strong and wise. Go back to your home and tell our people there what we are doing here.
That you are hiding swords and pistols?
Yes. Tell them that. Tell your people about freedom. Tell them to fight for it. But tell them not to fight until they can win.
Those are his words to you, my comrades. The words of Toussaint Louverture. I will tell you the rest of my story.
Abednego!
More bad news, Sir Barnaby. The Barrett plantation in the south, troops had to shoot 16 more slaves.
16? Frightful loss. Abednego!
Coming, Master.
Revolution's spreading like a pest. It's that blasted mess in Haiti started it.
Toussaint Louverture and Cristo.
Yeah.
The thing's infectious.
Barbarous place, Hazy. I've been there. Food's good, though. Sauce a little bit too peppery for my taste. It's too peppery. These gentlemen are thirsty, boy. Our secret recipe.
Yes, master.
Rum punch all around.
Yes.
My most precious possession. A jewel, gentlemen. Shining black diamond in the rough. It reminds me, you know where I can pick up a likely Swahili wench? Then he goes old enough now to have a wife. Only around 16, 17 years.
Well, you don't propose to breed Swahili to Swahili.
Why not breed to line for brains, I say?
Yes, if you're breeding for carpenters or smiths, but it's better to breed hot blood to cold.
I have
a good Swahili wench. Oh, here's our drink. Drink it.
Danny, meet himself, approve below.
I can let you have that wench of mine for 1/8.
Not likely, old boy. You take me for a mark. I know you're Swahili. If she's 22 at the least, and scurfy. Look at mine, gentlemen. Surely he deserves the best of mates. Abdnego, keeper of the keys, custodian of the scullery, handmaiden of my back, valet of my table. Ever faithful, patient listener to every vagrant thought. The one creature in the world who never criticizes me, even in the privacy of his thoughts. And do you hear, Abdnego?
No, master.
Splendid. Capital. Now, Humberstone, my boy gets better than that wench of yours. There'll be no scurfy brides for my Abdnego. Huh? Who's there? Who's there? Abdnego. You startled me. Abdnego, what's the meaning of this? It's 8 o'clock. Do you realize I've not had my supper? There's not a servant in the house. Where's Roy? Where's Mingo? Where's Desi? Where are the field hands? What's happened to my slaves?
You have no more slaves.
Where are they?
They have joined the others in the hills.
Insurrection.
Everybody here now, Abdnego. We ready.
Ready for what, you hulking ape? What's he talking about? What do you mean, Abdnego?
No, Mingo.
All right. We set fire to this whole plantation. Then he know what we mean.
There will be no burning. Go out to the tool rooms. Get machetes and axes. You hear me, Mingo?
Yes, Abdnego.
Abdnego. Don't they know how many regiments are here on this island? Oh, fools. Do they think we have known for months about their silly plots? Go out there and tell those people to come back home where they belong. Abdnego, you don't want to see them killed, do you?
I don't want anybody killed. Not anybody.
What do you mean by that?
A horse is saddled, waiting at the north gate. If you leave now, by the back, you might make it.
You think I'm going to run away from my own house? Abdnego.
Yes.
Are you with me? Are you with them? Of course you are. You're like my son. You're a houseboy. You aren't a brute from the field. You're my boy. You belong to me.
No. I do not belong to you.
I have a gun, boy. I could blow your head off. I have a horsewhip. You know I wouldn't use it, Abdnego. Not on you. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to sit down here, wait for the soldiers. You're going back to the kitchen. Make me a rum punch. Go on, boy.
You must leave now, Sir Barnaby. Quick, I hear them coming.
Now stay here, boy. Now.
Back up against that wall.
Put down that pistol, white man.
Mingo, you fool! Don't you?
No!
Get out of here. All of you, get out. Go to the place I've told you and wait for me.
Make haste, Abdnego. Soldiers coming here.
Get out.
Abdnego!
Yes, sir.
I'm bleeding. Bleeding inside, Abdnego. Oh, you've been slipping out into the hills at night with the rest of them. And you're just like the others.
We're all slaves.
I've always been kind to you.
You did the best you know.
Abdnego, I'm cold. Fetch me a drink. A little glass of hot water. Our secret recipe. Be quick now. And I'll leave an inch in the bottom of the glass.
My brothers, fellows in arms, my comrades, you have said that I leave you because I go back to a kind master. He is dead. I leave you because I do not like what you are going to do.
Abdnego, we have no army. 400 are we, and 4,000 soldiers hunting us. What chances are machetes against their muskets?
None. No chance at all. That is why I tell you now to hide your machetes. Wrap them in oilcloth and bury them. This that you do will prove nothing. Those are his words. The words of Toussaint Louverture. You will prove nothing by dying, unless you die fighting. Be of good heart, my brothers. Live and grow strong. And someday, all the world will be free.
Well, old Finch's place doesn't seem to have been much hurt by the insurrection.
No, everything's about the same. I must say I'm glad I took it on. Pleasant here.
Any truth in that report from the north?
What's that?
Seems what was left of them, 400 runaways or so, barricaded themselves in the old Spanish fort. Touched off some gunpowder and blew themselves up. Oh, here come the drink, thank heavens.
Still the best rum punchers in the island. My boy here has a secret formula that even I don't know. Isn't that right, Abednego?
Yes, Master.
The story of Abdnego, the slave. We come now in our alphabet of the islands, in our ABCs of the Caribbean, to the letter T. T is for Tabasco. Little of it goes a long way. T is for tourists and the tourist trade in tired feet. U is for union, in which there is strength. Likewise, unions. U is for the United Nations. And V is for victory. V is also for Vespucci, Americus Vespucci, who autographed a map and so named a hemisphere. And V is for volcanoes. May they rest in peace. Volcanoes have been generally kind to the human race in the West Indies. The exception was Montpellier.
1902, Saint-Pierre was the chief city of the island of Martinique. On May 7th, a great thundering was heard from the core of the volcano. But nobody was worried. Pele was harmless. A place for picnics. What? There was even a little lake on its top, and here's what the Saint-Pierre newspaper had to say about it.
Mont Pele has released its orders. The volcano will henceforth remain indefinitely at peace.
The next morning, just as the clock in the cathedral pointed to 7:43, a gentleman in Port-de-France on the other side of the island put in a call to a relative in Saint-Pierre.
Nothing is amiss. Mont Pele is quiet. There is nothing to be feared. It is a beautiful day.
Hello? 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 An instant before, the minute hand on the cathedral clock had reached 7:44. Now there was no clock, no town. 40,000 people were dead. The whole population of the city. The ships in the bay were sunk. One survived, but the men on its decks were roasted alive. An officer lived to tell what he had seen. The whole side of the volcano had burst open without warning in a storm of living flame. A single man in the entire city was spared. He was a criminal in the dungeon of the jail. Do you know the moral of this story? I don't. W. W is for work and for workers. X. X is for Xmas. Y is for Yuletide. Christmas, no matter how you say it. No matter how you keep it, Christmas. They have many ways of keeping Christmas in the islands. In all the Americas, we celebrate our greatest holiday with observances, each different from the other, all identical in spirit. Next week, this program celebrates America's celebrations. For now, we must wind up our ABCs of the Caribbean with the letter Z. Z is for everything in the alphabet we didn't have time for. Anything we forgot, everything we left out. Goodbye now. Feliz Navidad. Boas Festas. Merry Christmas to all. And good night, Americans.
This has been the sixth in a series of programs about the other Americas in which the Columbia Broadcasting System is presenting Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater. The Columbia Broadcasting System is the originator of South America's network of stations, La Cadena de las Americas. In the Southern Hemisphere, as well as in this hemisphere, CBS provides daily programs of news, entertainment, and recreation to bring about a closer understanding among Americans everywhere. Next week, the seventh in this series, will be brought to you by Orson Welles, who recently returned from an 8-month visit to the Latin American countries for the office of the Coordinator of Inter-American Affairs. In the cast tonight, Ted Reed played Abdnego, Norman Field played Toussaint Louverture, Gerald Moore was Henri Christophe, and Sir Barnaby Finch was played by Orson Welles, who produced the show and wrote the script with John Tucker Battle. Original music was written by Lucien Moraweck, and the orchestra was conducted by Lud Gluskin. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Quiet, Portland. A voice like yours should be racing.
It's Texaco time.
with the Metropolitan Opera star, Miss Rita Stevens, Portland Harper, the Texaco Workshop Players, Al Goodman and his orchestra, and starring Fred Allen. Jimmy Wallington saying hello for your neighborhood Texaco dealer and inviting you to be his guest tonight at the Texaco Star Theater. It's his way of telling you that you're welcome. Welcome to all the skilled help he can give to make your tires and car last longer. Make your tires last longer by giving them a regular Texaco checkup on pressure and condition. Make your car last longer and run more economically by giving it systematic Texaco lubrication and maintenance. The chances are your present car may be your last car for the duration. It's in good hands when you trust it to the care of your Texaco dealer. This week, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeffers, the rubber director, is asking all citizens to pick up nails and broken glass in the streets to save tires. We now bring you a man Mr. Jeffers can't save. He was born a flat tire, and here he is, Fred Allen.
Thank you. And you notice when I bend over, the difference between when I bend over and a Hollywood comedian, when I do like that, the Hollywood comedian's hair comes off. You see here in the east. We have sterner men whose hair stays on. Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Say, Jimmy, that is an excellent idea, of Mr. Jeffers, asking people to pick up glass and nails off the streets like that.
Yes, Fred, if people will pick up nails in the street, there'll be fewer punctures, and motorists can conserve their tires.
Well, that's right, Jimmy. I read that the street department here in New York is experimenting with a big magnet. They have this magnet, and they drag it down the street, and the magnet picks up the loose metal.
Well, how's the magnet working out, Fred?
Well, it's a little too strong, Jimmy. The first time they dragged the magnet down Broadway, it yanked the badges off of 20 traffic cops. It dragged the Flatiron Building 2 blocks farther uptown. And when the magnet passed the stock exchange, it pulled U.S. Steel down 7 points. Yes, Jimmy, the thing is... Well, Portland, I didn't see what you meant. Have you heard about Mr. Jeffers asking people to pick up all of the metal and glass they see in the street?
Yes, and the women of America should be thankful.
The women? Why the women?
With no nails or glass, it'll be safe for a woman to cross the street in open-toed shoes.
In open-toed shoes, eh? Well, you don't wear open-toed shoes, do you?
I used to, but dogs would blow their breath on my toes, and it tickles.
Dogs would blow their breath. Well, most women have stopped wearing the open-toed shoes, It's risky to show that much nylon these days. They have little dwarfs going around who are stealing the nylon toes out of it. But this conversation is silly, Portland. I think I'd better turn to the news.
What is your question tonight?
Well, during the past week, as you know, the newspaper delivery men went on strike, and for 3 days, the people here in New York City had no newspapers. And so our question tonight is, did going without a newspaper for 3 days bother you in any way?
Are you going to ask the people in Allen's Alley?
Yes, Portland. When you want to know how folks feel about an important issue, Allen's Alley is the place to go. Well, here we are back in Allen's Alley, Portland.
Do you think John Doe is in tonight?
Well, let's try this first door. This is John Doe's house. You'll find out.
Oh, it's you again. What's on your mind?
Well, it's the newspaper strike, Mr. Doe. Did going without a newspaper bother you in any way?
I was put out of business.
Really?
And 200 men were thrown into the Army.
Well, why?
Well, I'm a bookmaker, see?
Yeah.
When no papers come out, the chumps couldn't pick no horses to bet with me. So I went out of business.
What about the 200 men thrown into the Army?
Oh, they was the chumps I was taking bets from.
Oh, you mean when you went out of business, the draft board grabbed these 200 horse players, huh?
Yeah, well, they was all claiming me as a dependent.
Oh, well, I hope the horse players overtake Rommel in the stretch and come in the money as we expect them to. I'll check at this next house here.
No.
Well, good evening, Mrs. Nussbaum.
To you, it is good. To me, it could be only so-so.
Well, tell me, did the newspaper delivery strike upset you?
Upset, it says. The pipes is freezing, the canary is turning blue, and all over I am getting geese pimples.
Well, how could this calamity result from the strike?
Every morning to start up a fire in the fireplace, I am needing a newspaper.
And with no newspaper?
I am not starting a fire. The house is freezing.
It was cold, huh?
Cold. My dog, a water spaniel, I am having to defrost.
Gosh.
Goldfish in the bowl is skidding on the ice doing belly whoppers. The shower bath I'm turning on?
Yeah?
Is coming off an icicle 4 feet long.
Well, tell me, what did you do about food?
At dinner, I'm putting woolen panties on the lamb chop. When I'm pouring out the beer, it is making with a fur collar.
The beer had a fur collar on it, huh? Well, you had no heat in the house at all?
Only for 15 minutes every night the house is warm.
Well, how come?
I'm turning on the radio.
Well, how could a radio set warm up your house?
I am tuning in Gabriel Heater.
Well, that takes care of Mrs. Nussbaum. I wonder if Socrates Mulligan is in tonight. Not only in, he's all in. But tell me, Mr. Mulligan, did this newspaper business bother you?
Oh, for them 3 days the newspapers didn't come out, I almost went nuts.
Really?
Yeah. Monday I'm nervous all day, I can't eat.
Uh-huh.
Tuesday I'm taking Benadryl all day. Yeah, Wednesday I got 120 fever. They got me in a straitjacket.
You were in this horrible physical and mental state because there was no news?
Not no news.
No?
No Superman.
Well, that brings us to the last shanty in Allen's Alley.
Hail and welcome, Baggy Eyes. Falstaff's ready to improvise.
I am not here to listen to your new poems, Mr. Openshaw.
A hoot for your intentions.
It's the old owl coming out in you, huh? Now,
have you heard? The night was still, all was serene, as I sat there peeling my tangerine.
No.
Or, I knew it was malice, Alice, when you sent me that Vitalis.
No.
You'll have to launch the ship with Pepsi-Cola, Captain. My mother drank up the champagne.
You have insulted the integrity of every radio listener who's tuned into our program tonight. We have been talking about the newspaper strike.
Precisely why I opened my door. I have written a poem.
What is your newspaper poem called?
What newspaper? This is the Yuletide season. I have written a Christmas classic.
Oh, really? How does it go?
Greetings, merry gentlemen, from Tunisia to Nome. My Christmas present for you all is, tonight, I recite no poem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present our singing guest, the Metropolitan Opera's lovely star, Miss Reese Stevens. Miss Stevens, I hope that coming here from the Met, you won't think our surroundings too sordid.
Not at all, Fred. It's a great pleasure to join you tonight.
Well, thank you. You know, when I asked you to come here, I must confess I had a selfish reason.
Really?
Yes, Christmas is 5 days away, Miss Stevens, but we thought that we might be early to establish a Yule atmosphere. Now, if you could lend an appropriate song to the occasion...
Oh, do you think Ave Maria from the Opera Cavalleria Rusticana would do?
Well, I'm sure it will, Miss Stevens. Mr. Goodman, if you will. Alicia Stevens. That was delightful. And now, Jimmy Wallington.
Ladies and gentlemen, does your car believe in Santa Claus? Does your motor ever go...
Wait a minute, Jimmy. Cars believing in Santa Claus? Why, that's ridiculous. The next thing you'll be telling us that baby Austins hang up their inner tubes at Christmas time.
Well, maybe cars can't believe in Santa Claus, Fred, but they certainly show their appreciation when they're given a certain Christmas gift I have in mind.
A gift? Could I coax you to tell us what that gift is, Jimmy?
Coax me? You can't stop me.
Don't be too
Because
sure.
that gift, ladies and gentlemen, is something to make your car last longer and run more economically. It cuts down excessive wear, makes your engine start easier these cold mornings, saves your battery, and often helps save gasoline.
Well, I'm on tenterhooks, Jimmy. What is this gift?
Well, it's simply taking your car to your neighborhood Texaco dealer and getting it set for winter from stem to stern. The right winter grade of insulated Haviland motor oil in the engine. Winter Texaco gear lubricant. A complete Marfac chassis job, and skilled, thorough Texaco attention to spark plugs, battery, radiator, and other points where winter weather might cripple your essential transportation. You can rely on your Texaco dealer doing the job right with the right Texaco product.
That was just a short flurry of Winter Wonderland played by Al Goodman and his Makes You Want to Sit This One Out orchestra. And now yes, Portland.
Mr. Allen, I hope you like the Christmas gift I got for you.
Oh, Portland, you should give?
Yes, I was in Cartier's yesterday.
Cartier's? Why, Cartier's is the most exclusive jewelry shop on Fifth Avenue.
That's the place.
Well, I hope they gave you good service.
They sure did. Mr. Cartier himself told me how to get to Woolworth.
Oh, fine. You know, I did so much shopping at Woolworth's this Christmas, they're calling me Mr. 5x10 now. And I got a swell present for you in the fur department at Woolworth's. They have ferrets who wait on you there. And this ferret sold me a coat. It's a Russian sable.
You mean it's a genuine Russian sable?
Genuine Russian? Why, this sable still has a Nazi in its teeth. Tell me, what is your mother doing for Christmas?
Well, on account of the silk stocking shortage, Mama's hanging up her slacks over the fireplace.
Oh, fine. Swell.
Do you think Santa Claus will fill Mama's slacks?
Not like your mother does. Go away. You bother me. I have to make a special announcement.
About our guest?
No, tonight we're going to do our Christmas sketch, Portland.
What you do every Christmas?
That's right, and I have to make an announcement here. Ladies and gentlemen, since radio at this season each year prevails upon Lionel Barrymore to revive Dickens' Christmas Carol, the Texaco workshop players curtsy to tradition and wake up their cast to repeat a Christmas fable they first presented years ago. Now, tonight, Santa shows his claws in a modern tale called Santa Claus Refuses to Mediate, or Jingle Bells Shall Not Ring Tonight. Overture, Maestro.
This is station NG. Good evening, friends. The makers of Jumballs, the giant mothballs guaranteed to trap nearsighted moths, brings you the exciting quiz program, Take It or We Will. We interrupt this exciting quiz program, Take It or We Will, to bring you a special announcement from the Assassinated News Service.
Special announcement. Santa Claus will not ride this Christmas. In a terse bulletin issued from his North Pole igloo today, Santa Claus says, quote, I am on a sit-down strike. I refuse to ride this Christmas, unquote. Rumors flood the country. A report from Miami, Florida says
200 families living in auto cabs stopped building chimneys on their trailers. Do not expect Santa Claus.
At Rutland, Vermont, a little girl says
I wrote Santa Claus a letter and got no answer. He ain't coming.
At Detroit, Michigan, a labor official says
Santa Claus better ride, or the Teamsters Union will pull out every reindeer from here to Nome, Alaska.
At New York City, 200,000 children hold mass meeting. Tiny spokesman says
Santa Claus can't let us down. 200,000 American children have appointed me their spokesman. I'm off to see Santa Claus now. James, my scooter.
Well, come in, little boy. What are you doing way up here at the North Pole?
Brr. Is this Santa Claus's igloo?
Yes, Sonny, I'm Mrs. Claus. Who are you?
I'm Buddy Jones.
Are you lost, son?
No. I'm here to see why Santa Claus refuses to ride this year.
I'm glad you come, son. I've been arguing with the old sunset all week, and he refuses to budge.
Where is Santa Claus now, Mrs. Claus?
He's in the next room there, sulking.
Can I see Santa?
Won't do you no good, son, but I'll get him for you. Hey, Santa.
Now, ain't no use in coaxing, Ma. I ain't a-going now.
Stupid, you got company.
Yeah, company who?
I'm Buddy Jones, Santa Claus.
Well, don't mean nothing to me, small fry.
Is this awful rumor true, Santa Claus?
Yep, I ain't riding, son.
But this is Christmas Eve, Santa. Trees are lighted. Millions of trusting children have hung up their stockings. The world is waiting for you.
Well, the world can wait. Now, I ain't a-riding.
But Santa...
Ain't no use, Nipper. He's stubborn.
I ain't not neither stubborn, Ma Claus. I'm just sick of being Santa Claus. The world don't appreciate nothing. Squabbling, threatening, striking, warring.
But you just can't quit, Santa. You must have a reason.
I got plenty of reasons, Sprout.
As spokesman for 200,000 kitties, I demand a statement.
Well, what is it you want to know, Shaver?
Well, why won't you ride tonight, Santa Claus?
Well, son, I'll tell you. Sit down here on my lap. Son, I've been Santa Clausing it ever since the world began. For 1,942 years, I've been bringing people presents every Christmas, trying to spread joy. My intentions has been good, but my reward has been nothing but heartaches and misery. The first trouble I had was way back in ancient Rome. It was Christmas Eve in the court of Nero. The emperor was playing a violin concerto.
Zounds, lackeys! You dare to give Nero the pheasant? We are the happiest courier.
Hey, Your Majesty is corneous.
What, corneous? You rebels, stop at my Texaco!
Your music will never get Rome happier.
Get happier! You dogs! Begone, hypocrites! Corneous! Nero can't get happier, so swine! I'll show them! What tumbles out of my chimney?
Merry Christmas, Nero! Merry Christmas!
Who art thou, lumpkin, the chimney sweep?
I'm Santa Claus, Nero, bearing Christmas gifts for your majesty.
Ultimus nausea. What is it, another basket of pigs from the Rome stage door canteen?
My gift is a trinket rare, Nero. So rare, it hasn't even been invented yet. Here.
Gramercy lout, what is this tiny golden box?
It's a cigarette lighter, Nero. Turn that little wheel.
Oh, blood.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Nero.
It flames! Rome has scoffed at Nero. Nero will have his revenge.
Hey, what's that lighter, Nero? You're setting fire to them draperies.
I can't make Rome hot with my music, huh? I'll make Rome hot another way. Revenge!
Look out, Nero! Fire! 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 So you see, son, if it wasn't for Santa Claus, Rome wouldn't have burned.
Gosh, that was too bad, Santa.
See, there I was trying to spread good cheer, and what did I get? The first hotfoot in history.
But that was 2,000 years ago, Santa Claus. You shouldn't hold a grudge that long.
Well, Nero was just prologue to my trouble, son. A few centuries later, I set out to bring a present to Napoleon and Josephine. I'll never forget that Christmas, son. Josephine was sitting on a chaise at Davenport. Napoleon opened the door.
Bonjour, ma petite.
Neppy.
Voilà. I am just on the way to Waterloo, especially to say au revoir.
Mon lover, mon nappy rappy.
1 minute and your nappy is away. C'est la guerre.
Ah, Nappy, I will be faithful.
Bien. If quelqu'un man will dare to pay court to my Josephine, I will kill him. Touché.
But your petite Josephine has no other boyfriends, Nappy. You swear.
Bien, mon big beefy oiseau.
I have a farewell present for you, Nappy. I will accept you. Will you see her?
Oh, bien. Mademoiselle Troman, it plays Hey, who goes there? Who is coming to the fireplace?
Merry Christmas, Napoleon.
Sacre bleu. You've come to woo my Josephine.
Gigolo.
Hold on. Put down that truncheon.
Voilà, cochon. Take this. Take this. Take this.
Let me out. Help!
Very bien.
Now, your little Josephine returns, nephew.
With the mistletoe, you sly pussycat.
Oui, I forgot it is Christmas Eve. What can be keeping Santa Claus?
Santa... Mon Dieu. You are expecting the chap in the red suit?
Oui, nephew. Do you think Santa Claus will come?
Not tonight, Josephine.
Yes, son. Napoleon gave me a concussion that Christmas. Running out of the castle, I fell into a moat. My ermine got wet and come to life. My collar and one cuff got away.
But you can't say that at the world, because years ago one crazy freshman mucked you up, Santa Claus.
Well, things has happened since, son. Another Christmas, I got a raw deal in a suburb of England. It was called the American Colony. I dropped in at the house of some jockey called Paul Revere. The cottage had no chimney, so I looked in at the window. Mrs. Revere was preparing a Christmas turkey. Paul come gimping into the room.
Christmas dinner ready, Effie?
Yes, Paul. Pull up a chair.
No. Set my plate on the mantelpiece.
Can't you sit down yet, Paul Revere? That ride was last April.
Through every Middlesex village and farm ain't once around Central Park, Effie.
Well, you ought to try and sit down for Christmas, Paul. It'd be a nice present for your spy.
Who's that?
Might be a British spy, Paul.
Hand me my gun, Effie. Who's there, Whig or Tory?
Merry Christmas, Paul Revere. It's me, Santa Claus.
So what?
I've got your Christmas present, Paul. It's a cushion stuffed with fuzz from Delaware peaches.
Gosh, for me to sit down?
You bet.
Don't let him in.
I ain't sat down for 8 months, Effie. It sounds mighty tempting.
It might be some enemy trick, Paul.
I'm Santa Claus, honest Injun, Mrs. Revere. Open up.
I got my gun, Effie. I'll open the door a crack.
I told you, Paul. Look at that suit.
A redcoat. Take this.
Oh! You see, son, the world's given old Santa plenty of trouble.
Sure done you dirt, but nobody would dare abuse Santa Claus today.
Well, that's where you're wrong, son. Only last week I was previewing a visit in a place called New York. I was flying over some building. I think they call it Radio City. Well, I come down the air conditioning into some office. I was just going to wish the man a Merry Christmas when he yelled...
Well, what do you want, Whiskers?
Well, I'm Santa Claus.
We ain't auditioning today.
I ain't trying to get into radio. I'm a mythical character.
Being a friend of Duffy of Duffy's Tavern won't help you. Now, pick up that bag and beat it.
But you've heard of Santa Claus, ain't you?
Well, yeah, but you're a has-been, Santa Claus.
Has-been?
Radio's doing everything you used to do and doing it better.
But I fly through the air.
So does radio.
I come down chimneys.
Radio comes down the antennas.
I give things away.
For how many box tops?
I give things away for nothing.
Well, so does radio.
Radio does, eh?
Dr. IQ gives away vitamins.
Yeah?
Take it or leave it gives away pencils.
Yeah?
Quiz Kid give away information. Truth or Consequences gives away soap.
Now, hold on, son. There's one thing I've been spreading for 1,942 years that radio ain't giving away.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Santa Claus is giving goodwill.
Radio is giving away 60 minutes of that stuff on a program every week.
What program?
The Goodwill Hour.
Oh. Well, I was thrown out of Radio City. Folks don't need Santa Claus no more. Radio's giving them everything.
Gee, Santa, you certainly had a lot of trouble.
And that's why my spirit's broken, son. Being Santa Claus is just a pain in one century after the other. I'm giving the world back to Randon McNally. I'm through.
Please don't say that, Santa. Have pity on us kids. We'll have no toys.
Santa ain't a-moving, son. This is one Christmas I'm going to enjoy in peace. What's that clock striking?
It's 12 o'clock.
It's midnight, eh? Well...
It's Christmas Day, Santa Claus.
Yeah, don't mean nothing to me. I'm taking it easy. I'm sitting right here.
Won't you change your mind, Santa?
I ain't getting kicked around again this Christmas.
Please, Santa Claus. Please.
Oh, shucks. Hush your crying, son. Hey, Ma.
Yes, Santa?
Where's my mittens, my bag, my reindeer, my sleigh?
Santa, you ain't...
Yep, I'm a-going, Ma.
Honest, Santa Claus?
Yep, I've changed my mind, son.
Thank you, Santa.
Christmas ain't Christmas without Santa Claus. I'm giving the world one more chance.
Can I have a steak list for all the kitties, Santa?
You bet you can, sonny. Just say, it's Merry Christmas. Hi-oh, yonder. Hi-oh, Christmas. Merry
That takes care of tonight's installment, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, our guest will be Dennis Day, star of the Mary Livingston program. Jimmy Wallington with a word from Uncle Sam.
If you live where fuel oil is rationed, it's your duty to your family as well as the nation to make your allotment of fuel oil go farther. Fuel oil must be conserved.
Right you are, Jimmy. This is Fred Allen, ladies and gentlemen, and since this is our last show before Christmas, all of us here in the Texaco Star Theater and all of our Texaco dealers from coast to coast wish you a Merry Christmas. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Stay tuned to the station for Take It or Leave It with Phil Baker. Then at 10:30, listen to Columbia's Report to the Nation, which brings you highlights from news of the world presented in thrilling dramatic form. A special feature tonight will be an eyewitness report of the sinking of the transport liner President Coolidge, from which all but 4 out of 4,000 American troops on board were rescued. 10 p.m., BULOVA, Bull of a Watch Time. WABC, New York, 880 on your dial.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. Kraft Cheese Company will also bring you Bing Crosby every Thursday night. Present each week at this time Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve, written by John Whedon. We'll hear from The Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. Well, Christmas is still a few days away, but I imagine in most of your homes the festivities have already started for the youngsters. Yes, with the kids on vacation, there are probably plenty of parties and occasions when friends drop in. And that calls for a well-filled cookie jar. Yes, and a big bowl of popcorn now and then. So here's a tip. For cookies that fairly melt in your mouth, try making them with parquet margarine for the shortening. You see, besides being grand for table use as a spread for bread and seasoning for hot vegetables, parquet, when used as a shortening, adds delicate extra flavor to all baked foods. Try parquet melted over popcorn, too, and just watch the youngsters go for it. Best of all, these Christmas treats aren't expensive when you use economical parquet. So get your holiday supply of parquet margarine tomorrow and surprise the youngsters with the best holiday cookies and popcorn they ever tasted. Just ask your dealer for parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y, parquet margarine made by Kraft. Now let's join our friend, the Great Gildersleeve. With December almost gone, he's been working like a beaver the past few days trying to get out the annual report of the Water Department. That's why we find him now in his office asleep at 9 o'clock in the morning with his head buried in the annual report and his arms sprawled across the blotter, while through his troubled dreams run thoughts of this happy holiday season.
They must get at that Christmas card list, Uncle Mort.
All right, Marjorie.
Model airplane. That's all I want for Christmas, a model airplane.
I know, Leroy, I know.
How about that annual report, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Right away, Miss Fitch.
How many for Christmas dinner, Miss Gildersleeve? Can't order till I know how many.
Give me a chance, Bertie.
Just because I'm giving you a present, Throckmorton, I don't want you to think you have to give me a present.
Oh, Leela, I almost forgot.
Have you bought the tree?
Tree?
Have you bought the mistletoe?
Wait a minute.
Have you forgotten anybody?
Wait!
Mr. Gildersleeve,
What do you want?
we regret to inform you that federal regulations require payment for all charge purchases on or before the 10th of the month.
Oh, go away, all of you. Christmas, I hate it.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve. Oh, my goodness, what's happened? Mr. Gildersleeve. He's still warm.
Go away, go away.
Wake up.
Miss Fitch, let me see, where were we? Afraid I dozed a little there. Dear sir, read that back to me, will you?
Mr. Gildersleeve, it's morning.
Morning? Is there anything strange about that?
Only that you slept here all night.
I did? Oh, I must apologize, Miss Fitch. I'm afraid I need a shave. Oh, and the suit looks as if I'd slept in it. Oh, well, let's finish this report and get it over with, huh?
But you haven't even had breakfast.
Breakfast can wait, for once. Will you check these figures as I read them all?
Yes, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thank you. Statement of financial status. Cash on hand, $386.52.
Check.
Accounts receivable, $2,873.38.
Check.
Interest, $139.10.
Check.
Marjorie, negligee, and slippers. Leela Ransom, passion flower. There must be something wrong here.
I think there must.
Yes, I guess I must have got to thinking about something else during the night. Silly, wasn't it?
Yes.
Perhaps I should explain, Miss Fitch. I was thinking about my Christmas list.
So I assume.
Yes. Perhaps I should explain further, Miss Fitch. Passion flower is the name of a perfume.
I know. I use it exclusively myself.
Oh, maybe I better give it a little more thought then. You know, Miss Fitch, I had the most awful dream last night.
I don't wonder.
Yes, I dreamed that I hadn't done a bit of Christmas shopping, which I haven't. But I also dreamed that it was the day before Christmas. I want to tell you I was frantic.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I don't want to spoil your dream, but it is the day before Christmas.
What? It can't be.
But it is.
What happened to all those other days? There's a whole week I've lost track of.
You've been working too hard. You've been going around here in a fog.
Oh, but I haven't bought a single present. I haven't had breakfast. Haven't even had a shave. Oh, this is really going to be one of my bad days.
Come right in, Mr. Gildersleeve. You're next. No waiting.
Good morning, Floyd.
Gee, Mr. Gildersleeve, you look like the grapes of wrath.
Yes, I had a hard night last night, Floyd.
What happened? Did you run into some friends?
No. I worked all night at the office.
That's what they all say.
I told you, Floyd, I worked all night at the office.
Okay, you worked all night at the office.
I haven't had any breakfast either, so let's skip the conversation and make it a quick shave.
All right, Mr. Gildersleeve, if that's the way you want it, that's the way it'll be. This is one place where the customer is always right.
That's fine.
If a man comes in here and doesn't feel like talking, that's all right with me. I can take a hint.
Good.
One thing I know how to do is hold my tongue.
Good.
I'm not like some barbers. You go into their shop and they talk your ear off from the time you get into the chair to the time you get out of it.
Good.
I want people to feel they can come in here and just relax and not have to listen to a whole lot of stuff.
Fine.
Not that I haven't got my troubles like everybody else, but I keep them to myself.
Good.
Now, like last night, I came home after a long day, and my wife had dinner waiting for me, ham hocks and sauerkraut. So we had that and some apple pie, and after dinner I took off my shoes and turned on the radio. I was just getting comfortable, and my wife's sister calls up. And what do you think she wants? Come right over and play pinochle. Well, if you know my wife's sister. So I said to my wife, I said, nothing doing. I said, I'm all set here, I'm comfortable, and right here is where I'm staying.
Good.
I said, you couldn't move me out of here with a 10-ton truck. So we went over and played pinochle for a while, and then in comes... Oh, come in, Judge, come in. Just finishing up with Mr. Gildersleeve here.
He hasn't even started on me yet.
Why, I'll have you shaved in 2 shakes.
See that you don't, brother.
I thought I'd find you here, Gildersleeve.
How are you, Judge? What's on your mind?
I just dropped in to serve notice on you, Gildersleeve, that after your recent performance, I'm not giving you any remembrance this Christmas. And please do not embarrass me by giving me any. Good day.
Good day. Wait a minute. I don't know what you're talking about, Horace. I haven't seen you in a week. I've been very busy.
Yeah, I'll say you've been busy. Busy over at Mrs. Ransom's.
Judge, I haven't even had time.
Don't deny it. The minute I told you I'd bought a ring, you went scurrying over there to try to cut me out. Was that the act of a friend?
Well, Judge, the best laid plans of mice and men gang after glay. Yeah, that's Scotch. What's the matter? Did she turn you down?
Wouldn't you like to think so? Well, she didn't. She merely asked for time to consider.
It's the same thing. If she considers it, she won't do it. When is she giving you her answer, Judge?
As soon as she gets back from Savannah.
Savannah? Now, that'll show you how innocent I am, Judge. I didn't even know she was going to Savannah.
Now, don't try to give me that. You know as well as I do that she's going home to see her brother.
On my word, Judge, I told you I've been busy this week. I haven't seen anybody.
I don't know what your game is, Gildy, but this time it isn't going to work. I know all about Leela's plans, and I intend to be out at that airport today at 12 sharp to see her off.
So do I, Judge, and thanks for the tip. 12 o'clock at the airport, is it? Well, if it hadn't been for you, I might have missed saying goodbye to her. Yeah.
Gildersleeve, I've borne a lot from you, but this is the last straw. You now place me in the unpleasant position of having to ask you hereafter to do me the favor not to speak to me.
Oh, anything for a friend, Judge. You know that.
Floyd, Merry Christmas.
Bye, Judge. Same to you.
Floyd, get going. I got a lot of ground to cover between now and Christmas. I wonder if I'm in time. I wonder if she's left yet. Leela, have you left yet?
Well, of all people, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Leela, Why didn't you tell me you were going away?
I didn't suppose you'd care whether I came or went after the way you treated me last Saturday.
I can explain that, Leela. You see?
Pray, don't bother. I'm hardly in the habit of having gentlemen run out on me without so much as a by your leave.
Leela, let's talk this over. Aren't you going to invite me in?
Well, if you're going to break my door down, I suppose I'll have to.
Thanks.
But I'm leaving right away. I've got all my bags packed, and I'm expecting a gentleman to call for me any minute.
I know. Hooker.
I'm not saying who it is, but he's more of a gentleman than you are.
Leela, about last Saturday, Bertie came back unexpectedly, and I had to go down to the station to meet her.
Did you ever come back?
But Leela...
Did I ever hear word from you all week?
But I haven't had a minute. I've had to get out the annual report of the water department. And if you know what that means...
I know what it means. It means you care more for your old waterworks than you do for me. All I can say is I'm glad I'm going away.
Oh, now, Leela.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Leela, don't be like that. Leela. Oh, help. Somebody help. Look, Leela, I bought you a present.
You brought me a what?
A present. A Christmas present. You see, it's got Santa Claus on it. You see, he's waving to you. Go on, wave to Leela, Santa.
Oh, Throckmorton, you're such a fool. And you didn't forget, did you?
Forget? How could I forget after what happened the last time I saw you?
What happened, Throckmorton?
Don't you remember?
Certainly. I just wanted to see whether you remember.
By George, if there were any mistletoe around here, I'd show you whether I remember or not.
You have to have mistletoe? Oh, gracious. It must be time to leave.
Oh, Leela, don't go to Savannah. It's not patriotic to travel now.
Oh, but I have to, Throckmorton. My only brother Marvin is leaving for the Navy.
Oh.
Leela, we haven't got any time to lose.
Come in, George. Oh, you were so sweet to call for me, Judge.
Not at all, not at all. A pleasure.
My bag's already here, and I have a nice surprise for you. Throckmorton's coming to the airport with us.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's got his car. I'm afraid there won't be room in mine.
Tell the judge we wouldn't think of crowding him, Leela. You can come with me, and he can take the bags.
Oh, yeah? Well, you tell Gildersleeve for me.
Nonsense. Now, we can all ride in one car. We'll put the bags in back, and I'll ride in the front seat.
Leela, you either overestimate my seat or you underestimate Gildersleeve.
All right, let him take the bags up front with him. You and I'll ride in back, Leela.
Oh, no.
Now, we're going to be late. Who's going to carry out my bags?
I've got him.
I got this one first. Now, let go.
Boys! No fighting now, you hear? Throckmorton gets to carry the suitcase and the hat box, and Horace gets the overnight case.
Oh, Throckmorton gets everything.
Say, don't forget your present, Leela.
Oh, gracious, Throckmorton's present. Pick it up when you come, will you, Judge?
This thing?
Be careful of that, Hooker.
Come on. The plane leaves in half an hour.
Flight 37 to Savannah. All passengers aboard, please.
That's you, Leela. That's your plane.
Oh, my goodness, I'm so excited. You know, I've never been in a flying machine before in my life.
I've got a good notion to come with you, Leela.
Oh, I wish you could.
Yeah, I think I'll stow away on the plane.
I'll bet you would, too, Throckmorton.
That blimp? There isn't room to stow him away on the B-19.
No, look here, Hooker.
Boys. This is Christmas Eve. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men.
Well, he started it.
I don't care who started it. I want you both to promise me one thing before I go.
What's that?
Promise me you'll both be friends while I'm gone. Come on now, shake hands. Shake hands, Throckmorton. Come on.
Well, all right.
That's better. Now you write to me every day, you hear?
I will, Leela.
I'll write twice a day.
So will I.
No, you won't.
I will, too.
Now. You're so impulsive, you boys. I want you to do me another favor.
Anything you say, Leela.
I want you both to spend Christmas together, just thinking about me.
Mrs. Ransom?
Yes?
They're holding the plane for you.
For me? Oh, how nice. I'll be right along. Oh, my. Handsome in his uniform and all. I wonder if he's going, too.
Goodbye, Leela.
Oh, goodbye, Throckmorton.
I'll be waiting for your answer, Leela.
My answer? Oh, yes. Now, remember, you two, you're going to be good friends, and don't you dare open your presents till Christmas, you hear?
Mrs. Ransom, the plane is waiting.
Oh, my goodness. I'm in such demand here, I hardly know what I'm doing.
Just come with me, please.
With you? Oh, you know, Captain, this is my first trip on a flying machine.
Captain, I'll bet he's not even a sergeant.
Have a pleasant trip, Leela.
Yes, she will.
Well, there she goes.
Yeah, she'll soon be 5,000 feet in the air.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, dearie me. Now, isn't that too bad?
What?
Something I forgot to give her.
Huh?
Your Christmas present for Leela. I'm still carrying.
Oh!
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few seconds. You know, nowadays, it's really a homemaker's duty to see that her family gets the right kind of foods. Yes, and it's just as much her duty to keep her food budget in line. Well, there's one important food that helps you do both these jobs. And that food is economical Parquet margarine, the delicious, nutritious spread for bread made by Kraft. Parquet margarine is one of the kinds of foods that our government recommends for good nutrition. That's because it's so wholesome and nourishing. Actually, Parquet is one of the best energy foods you can serve. What's more, every pound of Parquet margarine contains 9,000 units of vitamin A, making it a really dependable source of this important vitamin the year round. Economical Parquet, you know, is widely known as the margarine that tastes so deliciously good. So why not start serving it to your family tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow, sure. Ask your food dealer for Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y. Parquet, the delicious vegetable margarine made by Kraft. Now let's see what's happened to the Great Gildersleeve. After a frantic 3-hour battle in Hogan Brothers department store, he bursts out of the store with his arms full of bundles and his hat over his ears.
Christmas. There ought to be a law against Christmas.
Oh, there, Gildersleeve. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Dr. Pettibone. If you see anything the matter with me, please keep it to yourself till after the holidays.
But you're looking fine, old man. I was going to remark on it.
Oh, do you think so?
Never saw you looking better. Maybe those old arteries are beginning to soften for a change.
Pettibone, I'm in no mood for the humor of the dissection room.
Oh, come, Gildersleeve. A cheery smile will do more for your digestion than all the Epsom salts in the world. Come on, Gildersleeve. Let me hear you say ha-ha.
Ha-ha.
Oh. You can do better than that. Come on. Ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. That's better. That's enough now. That's fine. Just keep smiling, and your gastric juices will thank you.
My goodness. Let me see now. I got a present for everybody except Judge Hooker. That's fine. Well, hi, George. It's beginning to feel like Christmas. Yes. Hooker. Da-da-da-dee-da-dee-da. Well, I wonder if I should break down and get Hooker a present. After what he pulled on me this afternoon, I know, but maybe he really did forget to give Leela that package. After all, this is Christmas. No time to bear a grudge. He isn't going to give me a present, though. I heard him say so. Yeah, but you can't trust him, Gildersleeve. He's just sneaky enough to go and do it. I could give him a little present, not a very good one. I could stop in here and get him something kind of cheap at the drugstore. I think I will.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas just like you are. Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, P.B. I didn't know that you were musically inclined, P.B.
Well, no, I wouldn't go so far as to say that. I do find myself humming a tune occasionally when I'm alone here in the shop.
Oh, you know what they say. It's music makes the world go round. Or is it love?
Did you ever listen to this fellow Crosby, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Crosby? Oh, yes.
Quite a singer.
One of the best. As a matter of fact, I've been compared to him. Once? Well, I was.
Usually I like to listen to him on Thursday night. So does Mrs. Peavy.
Oh, Mrs. Peavy's a music lover, too.
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, one of the things I'm giving her for Christmas is an album of records. Selections by John Philip Sousa.
Yes.
He happened to be playing at the Steel Pier when we were on our honeymoon.
Oh. Well, between Crosby and Sousa, you can't go wrong. Hey, maybe you can help me out, Peavy. I came here to find a Christmas present.
Oh, something for a friend?
Well, I don't know that he's a friend, but I got to get him something.
Well, I dare say we can find something suitable, Mr. Gildersleeve. Now, let's see.
He doesn't have to be too suitable.
Well, what sort of thing does your friend like?
He doesn't even have to like it. It just has to be a present.
Well, that makes it rather difficult. If you could give me some idea.
Well, I'll tell you. I'm buying it for Judge Hooker.
Judge Hooker? Well, it's a small world, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, is it, Peavy?
Would you believe it? Judge Hooker was in here not over an hour ago selecting a present for you.
Oh, so this is the kind of place he comes to buy me presents, is it?
I think you have a pleasant surprise in store for you, Mr. Gildersleeve. This gift is not the sort of thing you'd expect to find in a drugstore.
I'd like to know anything you wouldn't expect to find in a drugstore. Tell me, Peavy, what did he buy me?
Oh, well, no, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. Professional ethics, you know.
But I want to know how good a present to buy him. At least you can tell me how much it cost.
No, but I believe I can say without betraying any confidence that it was under $5.
Good. Good. Now we're getting someplace. What have you got for an old goat that costs less than $5?
Well, I've got a special on a fountain pen set here.
Huh?
You see, it says double-barreled, self-filling, iridium point, streamlined lucite case, special patented clip, indestructible, guaranteed to last till eternity.
Is it any good?
It's all right. You can't expect everything for $3.98.
Yes. You say it's guaranteed to last till eternity. Well, how long is that? 10 years?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
5 years?
If you don't drop it. Of course, if you don't care for the fountain pen, I have other things. I have an 8-day clock here, but the thing about that is...
I know. You have to wind it too often. Now, I'll take the fountain pen. May not last forever, but neither will Hooker.
I suppose you'd like it wrapped as a gift.
Wrapped as a gift? What does that mean?
Take the price tag off.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Does this pen cost more than the present the judge is giving me, or less?
Well, the pen is slightly more expensive.
Then leave the tag on it. I'll just take it as it is. Charge that, will you, Peavy? Hogan Brothers got all my money.
Well, glad to, Mr. Gildersleeve. I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Same to you, Peavy, and the same to Mrs. Peavy. You know, Leroy, maybe it's this green bulb that's making the trouble.
It do look a little tired.
Why don't you unscrew the bulb and stick the screwdriver in there?
Oh, never do that, my boy. You blow out every fuse in the house. Besides, you can get a nasty shock that way.
Well, that's what the electrician did when he fixed the lights last year. I saw him.
Well, those electrician fellows are immune to electricity. Let me have that other bulb there, will you, Bertie?
Yes, sir. You know, Mr. Gildersleeve, when my vacuum cleaner starts acting up, I got a sure cure for it.
Well, a vacuum cleaner is not like a light circuit, Bertie.
Well, maybe not, but to me, all them electrical things is about the same. Goes in there and comes out here, and you better stay out of the way.
Well, the trouble here doesn't appear to be the green bulb. What is your cure, Bertie?
Well, sir, I pull the plug out, and I turn it around, and I shake the bag 3 times and put the plug back. It ain't never failed yet.
Well, we've tried everything else.
Yes, I can remember when we didn't bother with these electrical gadgets on Christmas trees. We just used candles. Set the house on fire every year, but it was a lot simpler. Go ahead and let's try your system, Bertie.
All right. Stand back, Leroy. Now, pull the plug, turn it around, shake the cord. 1, 2, 3. Put the plug back.
Well, I'll be. Bertie, you're a genius. Marjorie, come on in and see the beautiful tree.
Oh, it's beautiful. Let's turn off all the other lights and see how it looks.
Hey, that's super.
Oh, it's lovely. Isn't it, Uncle Moore?
Yes, it is. It's lovely.
That's the prettiest tree I ever saw in my life. Reminds me of the World's Fair.
Well, it's not as big a tree as we've had other years, but And you think of all the people who aren't going to have any Christmas tree at all this year.
You know what gets me? Every year, Uncle Mort says, well, don't expect much this year, kids. We're going to have to cut down and just have a very small Christmas.
I know.
And every year seems like there's more presents than ever.
Oh, Uncle Mort, you've been so good to us. You've been like Santa Claus and Daddy and our favorite uncle, all rolled into one.
Yeah, you're a swell, Unc.
Now.
I made some of them Christmas cookies special for you, Mr. Gildersleeve. Shall I bring them in?
Well, I can't think of a better time for Christmas cookies than right now, Bertie.
I'll go get them.
Yeah, cookies. I think I'm going to like this Christmas.
Hey, Unc, can we open just one present? Can we, huh?
Well, don't you think you ought to wait till Christmas, my boy?
Oh, but you always let us open just one. I'll pick a little one.
Well, all right then. Just a little one.
Come on, Marge. You pick one of yours and I'll pick one of mine.
Now, let's see what you got first.
Gee, thanks, Unc. A war bond. Just what I needed.
Yes. Not what you needed, maybe, but what the country needed. I know it may be something of a disappointment to you.
No, I think it's swell. I don't care if I didn't get a Model P47 with a motor in it.
Well, it may mean that somebody else will get a real P47 with a real motor in it. You have to think of that, my boy.
Yeah, I just wish I was the fellow who's going to fly it, that's all. Open yours, Marge. Let's see what you got.
I think I know. Is it, Uncle Mort?
Well, you open it and see.
You remembered.
What you got there, Miss Marjorie?
Every year he gives me one. Listen. Oh, it's a darling one. I love music boxes, and I love Christmas. Merry Christmas, Uncle Mort.
Merry Christmas, my dear. Who's that?
I'll go. Maybe it's Santa Claus. Well, for goodness sake, come in, Judge.
Good evening, Bertie. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Judge.
Hello, Leroy.
Hi.
Hello, Marjorie.
Merry Christmas, Judge.
Would you be good enough to ask your uncle, Marjorie, whether he's in?
Ask the judge whether he's blind.
Oh, so that's your attitude. Well, you may recall, Throckmorton, that we gave a certain lady our promise that during her absence we would be friends.
Yes, I recall it vaguely.
Well, I, for one, am a man of my word. It's customary for friends to exchange tokens this holiday season. For that reason, and for no other, I have brought you a slight gift. Here.
Oh. Well, now that you mention it, I have one for you. There.
Throckmorton. You old son of a gun.
Yeah. Horace, you old goat, you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. By George, now it is a Merry Christmas.
Throckmorton, what do you say we open each other's presents, huh?
Okay, let's do it.
I just can't wait. Oh. That everlasting fountain pen.
Ooh, that 8-day clock.
Throckmorton, I think Brother Peavy unloaded something on us.
Well, now, I wouldn't say that. On behalf of the Kraft Cheese Company and the cast of our program, I'd like to wish all of our listeners a very Merry Christmas and the happiest possible New Year. There are many of us for whom it'll be difficult to be merry this Christmas, with loved ones far away and families divided. But let's try to keep up the Christmas tradition for the sake of the men who are fighting to preserve it. And to those men also fighting in foxholes and slit trenches, on the sea and in the air, north, east, south, and west, we also send our Christmas good wishes. God bless you all. Good night, everybody.
Original music heard on
this program was composed and conducted by Billy Mills. This is Ken Carpenter speaking to the makers of Kraft Cheese and inviting you to tune in again next week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
You lovers of macaroni and cheese will get a thrill out of the new-fashioned way of making this grand dish with Kraft Dinner. A package of Kraft Dinner contains special macaroni which cooks up fluffy and tender in just 7 minutes. And the Kraft Dinner package also contains some Kraft Grated, which supplies the grand cheese flavor. You just boil the Kraft Dinner macaroni for 7 minutes, drain it, and stir in the Kraft Grated. Your macaroni and cheese is ready to serve. Now, because Kraft Dinner is so simple to make, so good and so economical, it has become tremendously popular throughout the country. So popular, in fact, that sometime a dealer's supply is exhausted by the end of the week. You can help your dealer and yourself, too, by ordering Kraft Dinner early in the week. Then you'll have it on the pantry shelf, ready for grand macaroni and cheese you cook in 7 minutes. This program reached you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Great Nut Flakes program, coming to you from Fort Devon near Boston, Massachusetts, and starring Jack, Benton, Dennis A. Rochester, yours truly, Don Wilson, and our guest conductor, Abe Lyman. Next was Cats of Texas, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Fort Devon near the historic city of Boston, Massachusetts, we bring you that leftover bag from the Boston Tea Party, Jack Benny.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, that was a very clever introduction. A leftover bag from the Boston Tea Party. You sure like to rib your old boss, eh, Dante?
Yes, Jack, because I realize that you have a grand sense of humor.
I see. Well, Don, remember last Christmas when I gave you that nice fat check?
I certainly do, Jack.
Well, this year you'll be lucky if I have your girdle recredited. Anyway, Don, here we are at Fort Devon, and I'm glad so many soldiers could get in here for our show tonight. You know, it shows you how popular Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
On behalf of the boys in the guardhouse, I want to welcome you to Fort Devon.
Thanks. By the way, where is the guardhouse?
Right here. You're our punishment for today.
Well, I should have known this was the guardhouse. When I came in, the sentry handed me a paring knife, a sack of potatoes, and said, "Don't quit till you see the whites of their eyes." Anyway, I'm having fun. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Gosh, isn't it cold up here in Massachusetts?
Yes, Mary, it's pretty near close to zero. But, of course, I don't feel it. I'm the rugged type, you know. I can take it.
Well, don't blow your nose. It might fall off.
It is a little blue, isn't it? But after living in a warm place like California, my blood is pretty thin, you know.
What blood?
I've got plenty. Didn't I go to the Red Cross blood bank last week?
Yeah, and you were sure sore when they wouldn't give you any.
I was not.
Oh, say, Mary, thanks for that Christmas present you sent me. I'm just trying to open it and see what's inside.
Oh, I didn't open mine either, Mary. What did you get me this year?
Well, remember that gold wristwatch you saw on Tiffany's window, the one you were so nuts about?
Yes.
Well, I got you a box of nuts.
I'm glad you told me that, Mary, because now I'm going to return that beautiful evening gown I bought for you.
Oh, you could never find that push again in a million years.
I can try, sister.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Dennis. Come on over here.
Is it all right if I finish these potatoes later?
Well, why not? We've already peeled enough for supper, I think. We were just talking about Christmas, Dennis. What did you get for your old Uncle Jackie?
I didn't get anything.
Yes, of course. Listen, kid, I don't want to hint, but I saw a beautiful gold wristwatch in Tiffany's window that I admired very much. You can get it for $75.
$75 for a Christmas present?
Yes.
Gee, that's a lot of money. It'd be different if you were my girl.
That's my girl. Get it right. Now, if you're smart, Dennis, and I think you are, you'll buy me that watch. And now, folks...
All of a sudden, I'm smart.
Just remember what I said, that's all. Now, Dennis, are you ready for your song?
Yes, sir.
Good. And now, ladies and gentlemen, by special request, Dennis Day will sing White Christmas, accompanied by Abe Lyman and his sensational Orchestra. Go ahead, kid.
Wait a minute, Benny. What do you mean by that question mark stuff?
Oh, pardon me, Abe. Fellows, I'd like you to meet our guest conductor this week, Abe Lyman. Well, you got a nice hand there, Abe.
Never mind that. Calling my orchestra.
Well, it's only a joke. I always kid Phil Harris and his boys.
Well, we don't happen to be like aggravation of musicians.
Aggravation? What's the matter with me? Can't I get one orchestra leader who can pronounce words with over one syllable?
Why should I talk good?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Abe. You're making a lot more money now than when you used to drive that taxi cab around Chicago.
No kidding, Abe. Did you start out as a cab driver?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how'd you happen to become a band leader?
Oh, the click, click, click of that meter gave me the sense of rhythm.
You killed the rhythm of that sentence, you know? The click of the meter, eh?
That gave Jack a nervous breakdown once.
It did not. Anyway, Abe, I'm really glad to have you on my program. And
shake on it.
Well, I can throw that hand away. What a grip he's got.
Say, Mr. Benny, I don't think I ever met Mr. Lyman.
Oh, pardon me. Abe, this is Dennis Day.
Hi, kid. Hello, Mr. Lyman. It's sure nice to meet a man that can put Guess Who in his place.
Now, just Dennis, who are you referring to as Guess Who? Well, just don't try being subtle. Now, go ahead with your song.
Oh, pardon me, Jack. Before Dennis sings, I'd like to have you meet Miss Olivia Ross. She's a student nurse in Boston, and she has a message for the young women of America.
Well, I'm always glad to do what I can for the young women of America. I mean, welcome to the program, Miss Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Benny. Ladies and gentlemen, nursing is one of the critical woman power shortages of the war and must be quickly made up to safeguard the health of the men in the armed forces and our civilians as well.
Shortages, right?
I'm glad I got a ration book, by golly.
That's not for nurses. Go ahead, Miss Ross.
19,000 new student nurses are desperately needed. Any young woman who is a high school graduate in good health and between the ages of 18 and 35 can become a student nurse.
18 to 35. Gee, it's hard to remember when I was 18 years old.
It's hard to remember when you were 35, too.
Now, wait a minute. Listen, Mary. It isn't so long ago that I blew out 35 candles on my birthday cake.
Yeah, but think of all those you missed.
Never mind. Oh, pardon me, Miss Ross. Go ahead, will you?
Young women who are into work should write to Student Nurses, Box 88, New York City.
Box 88, New York City, eh?
Yes, that's right. In Canada, girls should apply to the nearest hospital. And remember, no qualified student should be barred from entrance to a school of nursing because of a lack of funds.
Well, that's grand, Ross. Oh, by the way, as long as you're here, you're a nurse and everything, I've had a slight cold. Would you mind taking my pulse?
Why, no, Mr. Benny. I'd be glad to. Let me have your wrist.
Here it is. Well, what about my pulse?
I'm sorry, I just don't seem to find any.
Well, I should say... Yeah, thanks. Anyway, Miss Ross, sing, Dennis. I used to have a pulse. White Christmas, sung by Dennis Day. Now, Don, you and Abe will have to carry on with the rest of the program. I have to run along with Mr. Tucker, the man with the sleigh, is waiting outside.
What do you mean, the man with the sleigh?
Oh, didn't I tell you? You see, Don won for a little trip to Pittsburgh. I found out there's a house in Washington who spent the night.
I don't get it.
Well, it's very simple, Mary. I just finished a picture with Ann Sheridan called George Washington Slept Here. There's a house near Pittsburgh that George Washington slept in, and that's where I'm going to spend the night.
Oh, fine. I suppose if you'd been in The Man Who Came to Dinner, you'd want to sleep in a veal cutlet.
Get your coat, Mary. You and Dennis are coming with me. So long, Don. See you later, Abe. Boy, isn't this a thrill to be riding in a sleigh? Come on, kids, let's sing. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Rochester. Boy, it's cold. What's the temperature, Mr. Tucker?
Well, it's about 4 below zero.
Below zero? Rochester, put that jug down. Now put away that Applejack.
We've been riding for an hour. How long before we get there?
How far is the old Peabody place, Mr. Tucker?
Just a piece up the road here.
Good. Dennis, will you stop that wiggling?
No, not wiggling. I'm cold.
Well, pull the robe around you. Can't you hurry a little, Mr. Tucker?
I wouldn't be in a hurry to get to that Peabody place if I were you. Everybody says it's
hurry. Rochester! Put that down! In a hurry, then.
There's the old Peabody place up ahead. He is spooky looking.
Yeah. Say, the caretaker must be in. There's a light flickering in the upstairs window.
Here we are. Oh, Peaches. Take it easy, girl.
Peaches. It's a fine name for a horse.
Named after my wife.
Carry my gifts, Rochester. Come on, Mary. Dennis, let's go inside.
Oh, no, I'm going back to town.
But, Mary, this is the house George Washington slept in. Look at that old stone chimney and those gables on the roof.
I wouldn't care if Clark was hanging out of them. I wouldn't go in.
What about you, Dennis? You want to spend the night here?
No, thank you.
Well, that's three of us. Go on, boy. You're staying here with me. Tucker, take Miss Livingston and Mr. Day back to town.
Okay.
So long, Mary.
So long, Jack.
Goodbye, Dennis.
Oh, the heck with it.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, Peter.
Boy, that night is sure chilly. Sure is. Let's not stand out here all alone in the dark. Let's go in. Yeah. Knock on the door, Rochester. I'm holding the jug. Okay. I'll knock, you scaredy cat. Nobody home, let's go. You Hey, look through the window. There's a down the hall. It's an old man.
Who's there? What do you want?
Oh, pardon me. Are you Mr. Stubbs, the caretaker?
Maybe I am, maybe I ain't.
Well, I'm Jack Benny, and I wrote you about spending the night here. Did you get my letter?
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Well, do you mind if we come in and look around? I'm very anxious to see. Good heavens, what's that?
I didn't hear nothing.
Nothing. Gee. Well, what are you waiting for, Rochester? Come on in. Come on inside.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
You come in here.
You know, mister, I don't take in boarders as a rule.
Oh, I'm prepared to pay for it, Mr. Tucker. Now, if you'll please tell me which room George Washington slept in, I'd like to go to bed.
You can't miss it. It's the big one at the top of the stairs.
Thank you. Now, if you'll just show me. Gee.
Well, that's nothing again.
I don't like this. Well, what are you waiting for, Rochester? Take my suitcase upstairs, light the candles, and turn down the bed.
You want me to go upstairs alone?
Of course. Nothing's going to hurt you.
Oh, nothing around here. Something.
You be ready. Mr. Stubbs, how much will it cost me to spend the night here?
Would 50 cents be too much?
Well, does that include breakfast?
Yep, bacon, eggs, hot cakes, and coffee.
Okay, it's a deal. Well, I might as well go upstairs now. Oh, Rochester!
Yes, boss!
How does the room look?
I'm right here behind you!
You get upstairs. Mr. Stubbs and I'll be up in a minute.
As long as we're all going up, let's make it a convoy.
All right. Lead the way, Mr. Stubbs. Gee, I'm excited.
Here's your room right here.
Stubbs.
Good night.
Well, here we are, boss.
Yeah. Let me have that candle, Rochester. Wow, this is a big room.
Wow, this is a big room.
That echo again. I'm Jack Benny.
I'm Jack Benny.
I'm going to spend the night here.
I wouldn't stay here for $1 million.
What does he mean? Gee, look. Look at that old four-poster bed. Well, I might as well turn in. Just think, Rochester. George Washington slept in this house. Right here in this very room. Gosh, if this bed could only talk.
If that bed says one word, I'll bounce you off.
That was just a figure of speech. Well, I guess I'll get in bed. Oh, say, Rochester, open the window, will you?
Yes, sir. Oh!
Darn those shucks. Rochester, reach out and close them.
Let whoever is out there reach in and close them.
There's nobody out there. Oh, good night, Rochester. We're going to sleep alone? Yes, alone.
Good night, boys.
Gosh, I'm tired. Just sleep.
I'm sleeping in the same bed George Washington slept in during the Revolutionary War. Gee, it doesn't seem possible. Sure was a thrill riding in that plane. I haven't done that since I was a kid. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
For the night. Yes, General Washington. General Washington? Which room is mine, Mr. Stubbs?
It's that big one at the head of the stairs.
Thank you, sir. Here's your 25 cents.
25 cents? I'm paying 60.
Maybe he isn't going to eat breakfast. Yeah, that's it. Oh, hello there.
Well, this room seems to be occupied.
Oh, pardon me, General Washington. I'm Benny, Jack Benny.
Oh, yes. We've enjoyed your program so much during these long, cold nights at Valley Forge.
Please, thank you, General.
I'm getting tired. Would you please move over, Mr. Benny?
Of course. It's a large bed. Climb in, General.
Just a moment. Do you mind if I hang my wig right here next to yours?
No. Go right ahead. See, I got to get one of those white ones with curls. See, that's a beaut. You mind if I try it on?
You mind if I try it on?
You get out of this bed. Get out.
Oh.
Darn echo. Well, hop in bed, General.
Thank you.
You'll snore a little bit, but I'll try and... Whee! That's cold. Pardon me, General, you forgot to take your sword off.
So I did. I'm always forgetting that. Good night, Mr. Benny.
Good night, General. Just think. I'm sleeping in the same bed. Who are you?
I want to be a student nurse on between the ages of 18 and 35.
Right box 88, New York City. They need you. Are you quite comfortable, General Washington?
Maybe I am, maybe I ain't.
Just a minute. You're not George Washington. General, where are you?
I'm having breakfast, Mr. Benny. It's time for those toasty brown squeezes in that Great Nuts plate.
What?
They come in the big 12-ounce economy size pack.
Good God, Wilson. Where's General Washington?
I'm over here getting dressed, Mr. Benny.
Already?
Yes, I must leave now. I've got to toast to Delaware.
Oh, yes. Yes, I saw it on the calendar I got from the If You Live, We're Hooked insurance company. It's a beautiful painting. Well, goodbye, General, and good luck.
Thank you. All right.
He's a nice fella. I never expected to bump into... Well, I'll be darned, he took the wrong wig. Oh, General! Oh, General Washington! General, come back! You got my wig!
About Great Nuts place. And good. So now, ladies and gentlemen, 1943 being just around.
Here's Troman Harper, the rumor detective, with the truth about rumors, presented by Grove's bromoquinine cold tablets. Cold sufferers, listen. Scientific studies by a reputable laboratory demonstrate that in most cases the pain-relieving effect of Grove's bromoquinine cold tablets begins 5 to 10 minutes after taking. Here's amazing, prompt, decisive relief. If you're suffering with the miserable common symptoms of a cold, fever, aches and pains, nasal stuffiness, take bromoquinine cold tablets exactly as directed and rest. Avoid exposure. Ask your druggist today for Groves, Grove's bromoquinine, or just say Grove's cold tablets. Now, Troman Harper.
Good evening. There are a lot of phony yarns floating around this country, toy balloons that are batted back and forth by people who never stop to see what's inside them. I'll tell you what's inside them, hot air. Tonight, I'm going to take some of these balloons, these phony rumors, and punch them full of holes. Rumors are like barbershop tips on a horse race. No good. If you believe rumors, you're a sucker. If you repeat rumors, you're one of Hitler's best soldiers. Learn the truth about rumors. The truth is a bayonet. With it, you can jab and slice a rumor to ribbon. Here's how it's done.
I was in the cigar store the other day. I heard a fellow telling the man behind the counter, the soldiers in our army are being fed alfalfa for vegetables. Is this true?
It is not. It's pure malarkey. No one eats better than an American doughboy. He's the best-fed man on earth. Whether your boy is in Alaskan barracks or a North African pup tent, he still gets nothing but the best food. And he can have all he wants. Christmas will be here next Friday. All over the world, American soldiers will be sitting down to their Christmas dinner. The best chow we can send them. You want to know what that meal will be like? Well, I'll tell you. To start with, the doughboys will have fresh fruit cup, followed by cream of celery soup. Then the cooks will stagger out with turkey, roasted golden brown turkey. And on the side, there'll be dressing and giblet gravy, cranberry and orange relish, celery, olives, mixed pickles, radishes, snowflake potatoes, green beans, tomatoes, corn, pudding, hearts of lettuce salad, hot rolls and butter, mince pie, pumpkin pie, ice cream, spice cakes, grapes, oranges, apples, nuts, mints, and hard candy and coffee. Alfalfa? Horse feathers. I'll eat a bale of sawdust for every alfalfa leaf any American soldier finds on his plate, anytime, any place, anywhere.
Here's another story. A friend of mine upstate says Winston Churchill is one of the biggest stockholders in I.G. Farben Industries. That's why the British haven't bombed I.G. Farben plant.
First it was Asquith, next it was Lloyd George, and then it was Chamberlain, and now it's Churchill. In 1939, the rumor mongers said Chamberlain owned shares in the Krupp Works. When Chamberlain died, they transferred the stock to Churchill. But after the RAF 1000 bomber raids on Essen, home of the Krupp firm, the rumor mongers transferred Churchill's holdings to I.G. Farben Industries. After all, the Prime Minister was going to own stock in foreign corporations. He ought to own plants that weren't smashed to bits. I.G. Farben hadn't been hit yet. But now it has. The RAF has dropped 2,000 or 3,000 tons of bombs on the I.G. Farben plant, all 8 of them. First, they concentrated on Ludwigshafen, where the main I.G. Farben plant is. They hit it 19 times. Next, they blasted Halberstadt and Haida. The Dessau plant caught 4 raids, Bitterfeld 3 and Leverkusen 4. Then the RAF settled down to serious business. They bombed the Frankfurt plant 35 times and the one at Dortmund 39. After 106 raids, I.G. Farben's 8 plants are somewhat punch-drunk. As early as 1933, Churchill warned England she would fight Germany someday. No man who expected war with Germany would drop his money in a military objective, of all things. You don't invest in foreign securities unless you think your country's doomed. Churchill knows England will live. But Hermann Goering, the fattest of all the fat Nazis, well, that's another story, and I'll tell it to you. Goering is in this war to make money, and he's made it. He's made over $10 million. But he doesn't think Germany is going to win this war. At least he's not betting his money on dear Fuhrer's chances. Shortly after this war started, when Hitler was saying, and some folks believed, this war would be over in 3 months, Hermann Goering said Heil Hitler and sneaked his money out of Germany. It was German money, but the fact remained he had it, and he was aiming to keep it in a safe place. First he went to his friends Jauch and Heubner, brokers. Their address is 28 Budapester Strasse, Berlin, West 62. There, he told the boys to buy him insurance policies in Switzerland, Holland, Sweden, and America to the tune of $4 million. Next, he got chummy with Edward Berkel, who posed as a traveling salesman. He gave Berkel $750,000. Berkel came to the United States and bought bonds in American railroad, oil, and steel companies. The Sumimoto Bank, a Jap outfit in San Francisco, invested $600,000 in the Montecatini and Royal Dutch companies for cautious Herman. Next, Fatso flew to Hamburg and told Heinz Scheuter to put $1,250,000 in currency in the Sao Paulo Safe Deposit Bank No. 1 in Brazil. Feeling quite happy with his fat self, he sat back believing he could weather any old storm that came along. But he made a slight error of judgment. Adolf, his dear Fuhrer, had said the Americans would never fight. But Adolf, dear Fuhrer, was wrong. Again. Both America and Brazil went to war against Germany, so now all the money Goering smuggled into the United States is ours. We're using it to buy tanks and guns and planes that will blow Papa Hermann to kingdom come.
Coals, coals, coals. Robbers of energy, saboteurs of war production time. Take action the moment you have the distressing symptoms of a cold. Get Grove's bromoquinine cold tablets, often called Grove's cold tablets, and get relief. Scientific studies by a reputable laboratory demonstrate that in most cases the pain-relieving effect of Grove's bromoquinine begins 5 to 10 minutes after taking. That's amazing prompt relief, decisive action. And remember, Grove's bromoquinine contains 9 active ingredients. It's a multiple medicine and works on all these different symptoms of a cold at the same time. Listen, relieves headache, eases body ache, alleviates muscular pain, reduces fever, relieves nasal stuffiness. Whenever the distress of a cold has you in its grip, take bromoquinine cold tablets exactly as directed. And be sensible. Rest and avoid exposure. Ask your druggist specifically for Groves, Grove's bromoquinine, or just say Grove's cold tablets. Look for the Grove signature on every box.
Now, let's have another rumor.
Some of the Army men I know are pretty worried. They've heard that once a man is sent overseas, he loses all chance of becoming an officer.
Nonsense. American soldiers can become officers no matter where they are. If the Army thinks a man has the stuff, he'll be sent to training school. And the fact that he's overseas, living under combat conditions, gives him a better chance to show the stuff he's made of. He has to think straight and act fast. Our Army is deadly serious about getting officers wherever and whenever they can find them. It doesn't make any difference if a man is in New Guinea or Iceland. He'll still be sent to officers' training school. Already, thousands have been sent home from Australia, England, Africa, the Solomons, and Hawaii. But the Army found so many men who had the makings of officers, they decided to set up schools in England, Australia, and several island bases in the South Pacific. And just like the schools at home, they're making officers out of plain doughboys. If you live in Newark, perhaps you know Peter Rodino. If you live in Astoria, you might have run into Walter McFadden. If you live in the Bronx, you might have gone to school with Emmanuel Stevens, Max Zera, or Arthur Iannone. Salute them all. They're second lieutenants, officers, trained and commissioned overseas.
Another story I picked up is about the USO. My druggist told me folks are saying the USO collects millions of dollars from the public and then uses it all to pay the salaries of its top executives.
Baloney. The top 9 executives of the USO serve without pay. They give their time to the USO. So do 500,000 other people. They're all zero-a-year men and women. Do you want to know what really happens to the money you give the USO? I'll tell you. It goes to make our soldiers and sailors happy. Not only to furnish club rooms for them with books and games, not only to pay for dances and parties, but for little personal things that make the difference between cold regimental life and the friendliness of home. 10 million men drop into the 1,200 USO clubhouses each month. There they find 600,000 USO workers ready to help them. No matter what the problem, the USO can almost always solve it. One soldier wanted to pat a dog like his old pal back home before boarding his ship. That was easy for the USO to arrange. Another soldier was worried because his wife needed a baby carriage for their youngster. They hadn't a priority rating, and he was in the Army where he couldn't do anything about it. The USO found him a baby carriage and saw it safely delivered. A boy back from Australia had a pet kangaroo and no place to leave it. So he checked it with the USO, and the volunteer checkroom girl bottle fed it for him. One afternoon about 3 weeks ago, a soldier walked into the USO clubhouse at a southern camp. He wanted to talk to the director. One of the volunteer workers showed him into her office. Smiling, the director asked him to tell her what it was he wanted. Well, I don't suppose it's possible, he began, but I'd like you to find me a baby, a boy baby, about 3 months old. As he spoke, he looked at the floor, roughing up the carpet with his foot. I wouldn't want it for long, just a few minutes. The director was puzzled. Why, I guess we can find you a baby, she said, but why do you want one, and why must it be a 3 months old and a boy? Well, I've got a baby back home in Idaho. He's 3 months old and a boy, and I've never seen him, never even held him. I guess maybe it's asking too much, but I'd kind of like to know what a baby like that looks like and what he feels like. The following day, a trembling soldier stood on the doorstep of a family with a 3-month-old boy baby. It had been quite a search, but the USO director had found a baby that fitted the specifications, and she'd arranged for the soldier to have dinner with the family. As he rang the bell, somewhere in the back of the house, the baby began to yell. The soldier smiled. His tense nerves relaxed. The door opened, and he went in. I got to thank you, began the soldier, as they all shook hands. Where's the baby? Where's the baby, please? I left him in the other room, said the mother. He was crying, and I thought you'd rather wait. The soldier tugged at his collar. I've waited long enough, ma'am, he said. And besides, I kind of like that noise. The mother left the room and returned in a moment with a blanket full of yells. Gingerly, the soldier pulled back the covers. Gee, he said, look at those little hands. And then he stood there, just looking for a long time. Finally, he spoke. I wonder, would you maybe let me hold him just for a minute? Sure, said the father. And the mother dropped a tiny bundle into the soldier's stiffly outstretched arms. He was afraid to move. He was certain he would drop it. And then he walked slowly to a chair and sat down. The baby stopped crying and grinned at him. Gosh, the soldier said, a real baby, just like mine. And I'm holding him. Holy smoke. Holy smoke. That soldier is now in North Africa, fighting for his wife and 3-month-old son he's never seen. And that's where your USO dollars go. They help keep American men fighting and winning this war. There are a lot of rumors you may hear, a lot of phonies that are going the rounds, but don't believe them. Check up on the stories that are told you, and if you want to tell one yourself, tell a true one. Tell your friends American soldiers will have 5 desserts for Christmas dinner. Tell them Goering tried to hide millions of dollars from the United States, but we found them and took them away from him, for old Herman. Tell them the United States is training officers in England, Australia, and even on the tiny islands of the Pacific. Tell them the USO gives our soldiers what they want, even when it's to hold a baby. Good night.
B-complex vitamins are absolutely essential to life. If you don't get B-complex vitamins from some source, you die. When you lack sufficient B-complex vitamins, you suffer with a bad case of nerves and jitters. You worry constantly. You lack pep, vigor, and vitality. You run down in general. Guard your health. Eat the best foods you can get. But don't stop there. Supplement your diet with Groves, Groves, Groves B-complex vitamins. Groves give you all the medically recognized necessary B-complex vitamins. Groves B-complex vitamins are guaranteed in quality and potency. Unit for unit, there are no better B-complex vitamins. And they're distributed by the makers of famous bromoquinine cold tablets. They want you and your whole family to get the wonderful benefits of these health-protecting vitamins. So the price, only 29 cents for the regular size. For even greater economy, get the large size. Over a month's supply for only $1. Today, ask your druggist for and be sure you get Groves B-complex vitamins. Remember that name, Groves, Groves B-complex vitamins. Troman Harper, the rumor detective, will be back again next Sunday night at 6:30 with the truth about rumors. This is Joe Ripley wishing you a pleasant good evening and reminding you to listen to Melody Lane with Jerry Wayne Monday and Wednesday nights at 8:15. This is Mutual.
World News Today, brought to you by Continental Radio and Television Corporation, makers of Admiral Radio, America's smart set.
By shortwave broadcast, direct from important world capitals, as well as the leading news centers of our own country, CBS correspondents are waiting to bring you a complete report from the world's political and battlefronts. But first, here's John Daly with a summary of headline news as received in New York.
The news from the battlefronts is good. The newest United Nations offensives, the Red Army's Middle Don attacks in Russia, and the British move into Jap-held Burma are making good progress. And in North Africa, the Allied pincers are slowly closing around the Germans and Italians as Hitler frantically tries to hold on to prepare the defenses against an Allied invasion of South Europe. In Russia, in the Middle Don offensive, the Red Army is sweeping westward at a speed comparable to the Nazi advance eastward last July. They have taken Katamarovka, only 55 miles north of Milorovo, and now threaten the entire railway line from Voronezh to Milorovo. Milorovo is a junction point of the Moscow-Rostov Railroad. It has already been cut. In Russian hands, it can and probably will be the base of a Russian offensive south to retake Rostov and smash or trap the entire German force in the great Stalingrad salient. Once again, the Russians report that they have taken thousands of German prisoners, this time well over 10,000. That fact alone is extremely significant. It's unlikely that the Russians want to take any German prisoners, and will not if any semblance of resistance is offered. The thousands of Nazis that are falling into Russian hands confirm earlier Russian reports that German troops are surrendering wholesale and that the morale of the Nazi army in Russia has deteriorated. About a year ago today, Hitler, with a great deal of fanfare, took over supreme command of the German armies. The best Christmas gift the United Nations could receive is the assurance that he will not relinquish that command. As the new Russian offensive hammers and tears chunks out of the Germans, dispatches said that everywhere along the long Russian front, the Nazis are either in retreat, surrounded, or menaced on the flank. That perhaps is a bit on the optimistic side, but the Russians are holding on to what they've gained in the offensives at Stalingrad and west of Moscow. And although the Nazis have been reinforced and have launched vicious counterattacks, they have not been able to relieve the desperation of their position. Russia has regained 65,000 square miles of Soviet soil so far in the winter offensives. If the new Middle Don offensive maintains its momentum, it will probably force a general Nazi withdrawal that will finally lift the siege of Stalingrad. On the other side of the world, the Japanese Axis partner is still refusing to give battle. A communique from New Delhi said that the British forces moving into Burma continued their invasion without making contact with the Japs. In the air, Allied fighters covering and working with the ground troops are shooting up the Jap-held Akyab area, and Allied bombers are raiding the main Jap airport at Toungoo. In a night raid on the Jap airport at Toungoo, Jap fighters intercepted, but all Allied bombs were dropped in the target area, and all Allied planes returned to base. The Japanese withdrawal without fighting is something of a mystery. It's not like them, and they themselves have been the authority for some reports received in the past few weeks that the British were going to launch an offensive to retake Burma. They've had months to prepare their defenses. But whatever the reason, British General Wavell is obviously looking for a fight, and the Chinese have announced that their army is ready to join in the invasion. In North Africa, the Eastern Allied pincer arm in Libya is moving steadily forward. The Western arm in Tunisia is still preparing for the land offensive. That Allied air power is smashing at Axis objectives all over Tunisia, and heavy Allied air action is also reported in Western Europe across the English Channel. There has been no official news as yet, but strong fighter forces and a large American bomber force have crossed the Channel and headed into France. We'll get the latest developments on the Mediterranean and European fighting from CBS correspondents abroad. In the Pacific, General MacArthur's forces in New Guinea have made new gains in the Buna area. The only Jap forces remaining in that area are to hold out as long as they can, but the Allies are checkmating all attempts to reinforce them. And now for the first report from abroad, Admiral Radio takes you to CBS Algiers, Charles Collingwood reporting.
Campaign in French North Africa has settled down into a muddy struggle for supply. In this present phase, a truck driver or a good mechanic is almost as important as a general. It's not very romantic, this truck driver's war. But back in the early days of this campaign, there was romance and melodrama enough for anyone. Those were the days when generals were being spirited around the Mediterranean by submarines, and there were secret conferences beneath trapdoors, and one if by day, two if by night lantern signals hanging from steeples. No episode in these almost dime novel days was more genuinely thrilling than the dramatic appearance in North Africa of General Giraud. I suppose you know that Giraud escaped from France by submarine. But the whole story of that escape has not yet been told. Giraud's rescue was engineered by an American naval captain named Gerald Wright. Wright had been with General Clark when Clark landed in North Africa before the campaign began, and he used the same submarine to get Giro out. It was a British submarine commanded by Lieutenant Jewell. This submarine left port late in October. Captain Wright didn't know where he was to pick up General Giro, but he knew about where, so they lay off the coast of France until November 4th. On November 4th, the submarine received directions. They were told to rendezvous and given information about minefields, and the escape was fixed for the night of November 6th. As Captain Wright says, the next step was the most ticklish of all, going submerged into a landlocked harbor in darkness. Lay surface and lay to less than 1,000 yards off the French beach. An hour later, a large rowboat came alongside. In it were General Giro, his son, and 2 staff officers. As Captain Wright tells the story, by this time the sea was considerably rougher. The rowboat was pitching as it eased up to the forward casing of the submarine. Just as the general stepped from his boat, the boat pitched, and this threw him off balance and he fell into the water. Captain Wright adds that the general was rescued unhurt. After that, the submarine left the harbor at, quote, maximum speed. But the escape was by no means completed. Giro was out of France, but he was not yet in safety. As the submarine proceeded out to sea, they received a signal from General Eisenhower telling them that a plane would meet them at dawn. That was dawn on November 7th. The plane didn't find them until 11:30 in the morning. The sea was choppy and it was hard to transfer the passengers and their baggage. Just to make matters worse, an unidentified plane hove into sight and circled the area for 20 minutes. But finally, General Giro and his party were in the seaplane and the seaplane in the air, and thus, quote Captain Wright again, on the afternoon of November 7th, some hours before the operation for the liberation of North Africa was launched, we delivered Giro to Eisenhower. This is Charles Collingwood returning you to New York.
Despite the foreign background noise which followed the pattern of Axis jamming of Allied broadcasts, we hope that Charles Collingwood's report from Algiers was understandable. And now for our next report from overseas, Admiral Radio takes you to CBS London. Bob Trout reporting.
London, news the United States Army bombers were out over the continent today, for people on the southeast coast could see them flying out across the channel, so low that their American markings were plain and clear. They were gone a long time, some 3.5 hours, so the air-wise people of the southeast coast knew this time they'd gone far inland. A few moments ago, United States Army Air Force headquarters in London gave out the news. A large force of flying fortresses and liberators flew this afternoon to Romilly-sur-Seine, 80 miles southeast of Paris, and 180 miles from the French coast. It's the location of a large airfield. It's too early to have the results of the day's activity, but the early announcement tells us that nearly 300 aircraft of Royal Air Force's Fighter Command cooperated with the large force of American bombers. The fighters' role was to support the bombers, providing some cover for part of the way in toward the target and out again, while others carried out sweeps. It was the first time in 8 days that the weather has permitted large-scale air operations over northern France. A great part of daylight Allied air activity from bases in Britain is directed against the enemy's transport system on the continent. Today in London, the parliamentary secretary to the Ministry of Economic Warfare said that German-controlled railroads have to carry a greater burden than any railroad system has ever done before. A good deal of the strain has been thrown on the enemy railroads by Allied attacks on Germany's sea routes in the North Sea, in the Baltic, and in the Mediterranean. Late this afternoon, the Germans announced that Laval, Jano, Göring, and Ribbentrop had been holding one of those conferences at Hitler's headquarters. Political and military discussions was the way the Germans put it. Furthermore, the Germans say, the meeting was imbued with the determination of the Axis powers to make an all-out effort to win final victory. This is defensive talk from the people who started out to conquer the world in an offensive without intermission. And it's also something more. It's the kind of talk engaged in by people who have taken a severe blow and know it. Today's German announcement has in London a somewhat familiar ring. It sounds not unlike some of those statements from London back in the days when the British were taking it hard. The British were tough enough to come no doubt the Germans will make a very powerful effort to emulate the British example. For our next report, we go now to CBS Cairo and the report of Winston Burdett.
This is Chester Morrison in Cairo. One trouble with being on the winning side of this war is that the Germans run too fast. And if a reporter stuck in Cairo wants to get to the front, he has to fly. The British didn't have a plane available when I wanted to go, but the Americans had dozens. So I was told by the handsome American major who runs that part of the show. Mind you, I don't think this was deliberate, but when I missed the plane he had arranged, through no fault of his, and came trailing back to the hotel in the evening, dirty and disappointed, it was probably only coincidence that the major was sitting in the lobby having a pink tea with my girl. So I got away the next morning, and for 3 days I waited at Gambut, a way station in the desert, for another plane to Abdnego. And when that plane took off, it was loaded with 50-gallon drums of gasoline, lashed to the sides of the cabin with rope. I was the only passenger. And when the dashing young American pilot came into Abdnego, he landed downwind and bounced across the rough field like a kangaroo and poked the plane's nose into the mud and nearly turned a somersault. The lashings on the gasoline drums broke, and strong men groaned as they lifted the drums off me. I groaned, too. And in the week I spent with broken ribs in a hospital tent at Abdnego, I missed the day we moved into a gala, and the day the New Zealanders got behind the enemy and smashed a third of his tank and captured at least 500 prisoners. But lying in that tent, surrounded by men who had been blown up by mines, I discovered that no matter how badly a man's body may be hurt, his spirit can remain undamaged. You get a new viewpoint of the war when you lie on your back and look at it. And my girl didn't like the major anyway. She said he had more hands than a caterpillar. This is Chester Morrison, returning you to CBS New York and John Daly.
Before bringing you more news from CBS correspondents, here's Warren Sweeney with a word from Admiral Radio.
Could this scene take place in your household?
Hey, Mom. Oh, Mom, you know about that radio that went dead this morning? Pop said he'd fix it tonight. Well, he did. Our radio's in a worse mess than the alarm clock was when I went to work on it.
A year ago, we might have thought such a scene was comic. Today, it brought us on tragedy. A year ago, if Pop accidentally broke a vital part while trying to repair the family radio, it didn't matter much, for he could buy a new one. Today, however, new parts, like new radios, are difficult to get. Therefore, when your radio needs attention, it's important that you call not just a handyman, but a highly skilled radio technician. The best man to call is your Admiral dealer. And there are 3 reasons why he is the best man. First, Admiral dealers are professionals. They have all the facilities, all the knowledge necessary to put a radio in perfect condition, regardless of make. Second, Admiral dealers are businessmen in your own community. They'll give you honest service economically. Third, Admiral dealers realize Uncle Sam is depending upon radio to furnish war information to his citizens. So they've pledged themselves to do their best for America's radio sets. Take care of your radio, and when it needs attention, call your Admiral dealer. And now here once again for Admiral Radio is John Daly.
For the news at home, Admiral Radio turns to CBS Washington, Lee White reporting.
A Navy communique 1 hour ago reported the continuance of our air offensive against the Japanese airdrome at Munda on New Georgia Island. For the 9th successive day, dive bombers and flying fortresses attacked the installations and the runway at Munda yesterday. No American planes were lost, but 3 intercepting enemy fighters were shot down. Here in Washington, Senator Burton K. Wheeler of Montana, a pre-war isolationist and a leader of the America First Committee, has threatened to demand a congressional investigation of the way the Justice Department has been handling the prosecution of Nazi sympathizers. Mr. Wheeler says he thinks it's a disgrace the way 28 persons were indicted here in Washington on charges of sedition. Those indicted include such people as George Sylvester Virek, an admitted German agent, Elizabeth Dilling, author of The Red Network, the Reverend Gerald B. Winrod, otherwise known as the Jayhawk Hitler, and William Dudley Pelley, the Fuhrer of the Silver Shirts. In an interview published today in the Washington Post, Senator Wheeler accused Secretary of Justice Biddle of attempting to smear him and present his pre-war isolationism as a crime. As for the 28 persons now awaiting trial for sedition, Mr. Wheeler said he knew nothing about them, whether they're guilty or innocent, but he said he's convinced they won't have a fair trial. Mr. Wheeler attacked the Washington Post as a stooge of the Department of Justice and called its reporter a spy. He added that he thinks reporters and newspapers who have helped to indict the defendants are engaged in a dirty business and predicted that the day will soon come when they will all regret it. The reply of the Washington Post was simply to print a detailed story about a speech the senator made before an America First rally in Los Angeles last year, charging that Franz Ferenc, a German agent now under arrest, had printed the posters and the banners displayed at the meeting and had otherwise assisted in the organization of the rally. The Post today also reprinted 2 letters from Senator Wheeler to Secretary Biddle, in which, among other things, the senator accuses Mr. Biddle of heading an inquisition. Mr. Biddle's reply was also published in the Post. He simply promised to consider any allegations of improper conduct on the part of the Justice Department, provided the senator can furnish him with specific information. At 1 minute after midnight tomorrow morning, the ban on gasoline will be lifted. A coupons will be honored and will still be worth 3 gallons. B and C coupons, however, will be reduced in value from 4 to 3 gallons each. Tomorrow, there's going to be a conference between Economic Stabilizer Burns, Petroleum Administrator Ickes, Transportation Director Eastman, and Leon Henderson, the retiring price administrator. Presumably, the whole gasoline rationing system is going to be reorganized entirely, but to what extent will depend on the results of tomorrow's conference. All we know at the moment is what Mr. Henderson told us last night, that gasoline restrictions are going to be much more rigidly enforced in the future, and that drastic steps are going to be taken to eliminate bootlegging, which is becoming more and more of a problem. As for Christmas travel, the government wants to discourage everyone it can from going home for Christmas, but no orders have been issued. The government is leaving it up to the individual's judgment and his conscience not to put too much of a strain on transportation facilities during the Christmas holidays. Today, Donald M. Nelson reiterated past warnings that the nation faces ever more drastic restrictions on all sorts of travel, by rail, by bus, air, and by private automobile. In a letter to James E. Murray, head of the Senate Small Business Committee, Mr. Nelson says, travel by automobile is due for restriction much more drastic than that obtaining today. Travel by common carrier will be increasingly inconvenient, and in some cases not permissible at all. He advises Mr. Murray to draft plans for storing up consumer goods in the immediate vicinity of local markets as a safeguard against possible temporary breakdowns in the distributive system. There may be occasions, hours, days, or weeks in duration, he predicts, when civilian goods cannot be moved in adequate quantities to supply certain areas. Therefore, says Mr. Nelson, it will be advisable for merchants to have considerable inventories of food, fuel, clothing, and medical supplies on hand at all times. Last Friday, when the gasoline ban was first announced, many people seemed to think it was designed mainly to prevent holiday travel by automobile. Thousands of people here in Washington had been hoarding their coupons in the hope of being able to drive home and spend Christmas with their families. They knew the government disapproved of holiday travel, and so they thought the suspension of gasoline distribution had been ordered on their account. Now it seems that it wasn't. And though the government still frowns on going home for Christmas, it will apparently be possible for many people to do so. Whether they will or not, of course, depends on how seriously they privately consider the gasoline shortage to be. But the 3-day suspension seems to have had a sobering effect on many people, to judge from the number of telephone calls the local studio here has been receiving from listeners who want to help solve the problem. I now return you to John Daly in New York.
One of the big news stories here at home today is the return of Captain Eddie Rickenbacker to this country. He will tell his own story over most of these stations at approximately 3:30 Eastern Wartime this afternoon. Now, here in New York is Major George Fielding Elliott, Columbia's military expert, with an analysis of the significance of the new British offensive in Burma. Major Elliott.
It is far too early to determine whether the British invasion of Burma is the beginning of a real attempt to recover all of Burma from the Japanese, or is merely a local operation with the limited objective of recovering the airfield and port of Akyab on the shore of the Bay of Bengal. The enthusiasm with which the news of the British move has been received in Chongqing is, of course, understandable. Only by the recovery of Burma can China's communications with the outside world by way of the famous Burma Road be restored. Naturally, this is an operation in which the Chinese would be only too happy to cooperate to the fullest extent of their power. But the advantages to be derived from the reconquest of Burma would not be China's advantages alone. To reopen the Burma Road would mean that Allied air power could move more freely into China, because fuel and bombs and spare parts could be sent in. And the building up of Allied air bases at mainland positions is the best means of directing air attacks against the heart of Japanese industry. Those air attacks which seem to offer the best means of bringing the realities of war home to the Japanese people. Moreover, the recapture of Burma would be do a great deal to offset the feeling of defeatism in India, which has been the hidden cause of much of the political and social unrest in that great subcontinent. However, if Burma is to be retaken, the operations will have to be of a far more extensive nature than the present thrust toward isolated Akia. Other invasion columns, British and Chinese, will have to converge on the difficult frontiers of that country, and the British fleet in the Bay of Bengal will have to blockade Rangoon and Mulmine to cut off the Japanese supplies and reinforcements. These must, of course, come by sea, for the land communications between Burma and Thailand are as difficult as those between Burma and India, if not more so. The British report that the Japanese are offering no opposition to the thrust toward Akia. This is not like the Japanese, who have usually fought tooth and nail for every foot of ground when attacked. The reason is probably a tactical one. Probably the area into which the British are advancing offers no position suitable for defense, and the Japanese are therefore withdrawing toward stronger positions.
That was Columbia's military expert, Major George Fielding Elliott. Here's a message from our sponsor. Today being the first day of Christmas week, Admiral takes this opportunity of extending cordial greetings to listeners from coast to coast. America's Christmas season this year is happier than last. All the luxuries on our tables may be less in quantity, and the trimmings on our gifts not so elaborate. But now, we and the other United Nations are solidly on our way to victory. There is happiness in knowing each of us is playing a part in bringing about this victory to free mankind from bondage. Working and fighting together for one cause forms a tie which binds every American to every other American. Admiral workers feel this spirit of brotherhood deeply. They are united in producing the best possible radio equipment for America's armed forces, as much of it as is humanly possible. Admiral workers are united in looking forward to the Christmas when they will again be turning out the radio sets America wants in its homes, Admiral radios. For when victory is won, Admiral will resume its place as the world's largest manufacturer of radio phonograph combinations with automatic record changers. Uncle Sam has provided V-mail service for your boy who is stationed overseas. For V-mail service, write your letter on V-mail stationery, obtainable at any store where stationery is sold. Use regular airmail stamps and put it in the mail box. The Army and the Post Office will do the rest. Photograph your letter on microfilm, fly it overseas, rephotograph, and hand it to your boy exactly as you wrote it. This is an extra service from Uncle Sam. World News Today is brought to you each Sunday at this hour by Continental Radio and Television Corporation, makers of Admiral Radio, America's smart set. Be sure to listen again next Sunday when Admiral brings you World News Today by shortwave, direct from the leading news centers of the world. This is Warren Sweeney saying good afternoon and Merry Christmas from Admiral Radio. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The WBBM Air Theater, Wrigley Building, Chicago.